guys doing? I'm just sitting here tonight. I'm freezing to death. I got my favorite blanket on, sitting on the couch. I don't come out here fancy, or I don't have any fancy microphones or anything fancy. I'm just here, guys. We're going to talk about Daisey's live last night, and we're going to go over it. Talk about some stuff that we've seen there that we've been wanting to see this kind of thing for a while. And I'm pretty excited about going over it with y'all. I'm gonna wait till a lot of people get in here first, because I feel like everybody is coming in to hang out, and got to give them a little bit of time to get in here. Let me say hi to everybody. Is it coming in? Grace Paris was number one, first person in chat. Coming in was Lady 7 Up. Little Lady 7 Up, my girl. There's my Miss Chewy. Miss Chewy. Then D Lucky. Hey, Miss D Lucky. D Lucky. And there's my Strawberry Monkeys. And Fonda Cheeseman. Deborah Ann. I love my Deborah Ann. Hey, Tammy Fields. How are you? Wisconsin Mama. Where you been at, girl? I need some brownies. Hey, Martha. How are you? German Shepherd Mommy. Lisa Hope. Oh, I love my little Lisa Hope too. Kayla, how are you? Y'all come on in and sit down a minute. We'll get started here in just a little bit. Daisey's supposed to be over here. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Julie. Huntress. There's a little Huntress sneaking in here. How are you, Huntress? Hey, Karen. How are you, Karen? Lord, all my favorites is up in here. I love these people. Y'all come on in. Mommy. Snow, my beautiful snow angel. Was you just talking to Daisey, Julie? Ronald, my friend. How are you, my friend? Ronald needs candy. Hold on. Frankie! What you doing, Frankie girl? Ronald needs candy. There we go, Ronald. See you a few pieces of candy out there. Hey, Lori P. Look, I got some of y'all on my Facebook, and it's funny. Hey, Lisa Thompson. It's funny. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I put my memes out there. I put a little meme out there, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And y'all giggle at it. And I think it's funny because I know y'all know. Like, I share more with you guys than I share with people in my personal life. So that's the funny thing, is I know y'all know. Hey, Amazing Grace, how are you? You're welcome, Ronald, my friend. No offense to anyone, but if Lady of Love comes in, I'm out. She's just way too rude. Was she rude too? I'm sorry about that. Snow. Hey, Lisa Thompson. Well, there's Lady Love right now. This is a little bit different chat than Daisey's chat. We just all get along in here. Hey, let's see. Is Daisey feeling? She's feeling good. You know what I talked to today, y'all? I talked to Ernie. I talked to him through text message. I talked to Ernie. He's doing good. He says he's happy right now. He didn't tell me about his health or anything. He just said he's doing good and he's happy right now. And he's got a new woman. Hey, Donna, how are you? Oh, Snow, don't go. I love you. Hey, Brown Berry Jamboree! Wisconsin mom said, let's get the party started. Wisconsin mom knows me too well. This is supposed to be about talk about the live last night where Candus hey Sassy Gigi. Yeah, right. Don't forget to touch your DNA down there and put it on that like button. And if you ain't liked it and subscribe, well, it's time. Because even Wisconsin mama knows. We'll start out talking about Candus and we'll end up. Why are you disappointed in me, Marshmallow? What did I do? Hey, Wendy, how are you? You got to tell me at least what I did, Marshmallow. What did I do to you? Julie Labrador. Look at the bottom right corner and click. Yeah, right, guys. We'll start out talking about Candus last night on Daisey's Live, and then we'll go into some kind of party or something. So y'all just be aware. We start off one way and we end up a whole nother level. Because you never know what's going to happen over here. Well, Marshmallow's at least got to tell me why she's disappointed in me. I get that much credit. Okay. So we'll give another minute or two for people to come on in. Sit down a minute. Hey, Martha. Puppy Love. Puppy Love's ready to party too. I think y'all's ready to party. The hell with Candus crying last night. We're just gonna party. But I ain't laughing at her crying last night, y'all. I honestly am not laughing at her crying. I actually seen a part of her I've never seen before, but I really don't know her. So, yeah. I was up on panel with her, so I seen a part of her that I'd never seen before. I don't know her. None of us really know her. We don't know her heart. We don't know her. We don't know what kind of life she had. Hey, Marie. Eddie said, no, 7 says, heck, I'm still buzzed from this morning. Wisconsin mama, you got them brownies out again. Do you think so, German Shepherd mama? I mean, I don't know. I don't really know her heart. I don't know what she's went through. Hey, Arctic Wolf Angel, how are you? I don't know her heart. I don't know. But that's what I'd like to talk with you all about. Now, there ain't going to be no bashing of her. I'm not going to have that because I don't know her heart. I don't know if she did anything or not. I don't know nothing about that. I did see a part of her last night that I'd never seen before, but I really don't know her. Do you all? I mean, I don't know her. I don't know what's true and what's not, you know. You think so, Ronald? Hey, Sugar Mama! I really don't know her enough to lay down that judgment on her. I think that, man, it's tough. My heart does break for Brandy too. But I also, after I went to Ben Hill Road and seen it for myself, now I had a whole nother perspective on what this was going to look like, y'all. I had a whole nother perspective until you go and see Ben Hill Road and where they lived. You could see it. You could see. Ronnie Lawson said, And this is the exact words from Ronnie Lawson. He's like, nothing ever happens on a dead end road. Hey, Juicy Tomatoes. How are you, my beautiful? Ronnie Lawson's like, nothing ever happens on a dead end road like this. Bullshit. This ain't a dead end road, y'all. This is not a dead end road. This is a very active road that connects to the interstate. It's about, I think, what was it? I forget. Where's Chillbilly? I think it's like 10 minutes away from the interstate. I will, Grace Paris. It's like 10 minutes away from the interstate. And it's in the house. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had a whole nother perspective when I actually went up on there and I seen it. My whole perspective on the whole case changed. Because I actually went to Ben Hill Road and I seen puppy love. Oh my goodness. It was like, hey Joyce Young, how are you? Could you live up on the hill, Jake? Oh no. Which I've lived on hills worse. When I was a child, y'all. I mean, when I was a child, shit, they probably lived better than I lived. To be quite honest with you. We was moved from a middle class home and from the north, Michigan, to a very, very, yeah. Daisy's crime crazy critters on the farm, Kiki. Haven't you been in there? I thought I seen you in there last night. I've seen you somewhere. Where was you at? You was in Justices this morning. I think, wasn't you, Kiki? I thought I'd seen you before. You was in Justices this morning? Or was it Lean on Me's that you go in? I've seen you before. But I have a different perspective after I went up on the hill. I didn't go on the hill. I went on Ben Hill Road. Seriously, you all. You can see. Hey, Goddess Love. You can see right, Helen F. Exactly. You can see from Beach Creek Road the Wells's driveway. That's how close it is. Beach Creek Road is to the Wells's driveway. And there's a little creek down there at the bottom of the hill. And a little thing. Hey, Money Tackets, how are you? Tactics? Good looking honey. Jinkies, hi, honey. Peter North here, old adult film star, retired. Great stream tonight. Thanks, Peter North. What? Okay. Howdy to you. Y'all don't forget to subscribe. But I'm just waiting for everybody to get in here, and then we're going to go over the video from last night. That's true. I agree, Grace Paris. I agree. But I lived in some pretty bad shit when I was a little girl. I ain't gonna lie. And my parents did the best they could. My dad was disabled. My mom had 4 kids and a grandson. and we moved to Harlan, Kentucky, and we was all little, and yeah, we was clean. We was clean. That's one thing. Mom made us take a bath every night. She made us take a bath. We bathed in a little old wash tub. We was very clean kids. We just lived in a really bad house. Um, uh, I'm not making up excuses for these people, but I can see how easy it would be for somebody off Beach Creek Road to snatch up a little girl. I could see somebody from Beach Creek Road. Hey, peas in a pod, peas in a pod. Just like two peas in a pod. I can see it. Um, that's true, Helen. But with me and my family, like me and Daisy, we came from a middle class home, and we didn't live like that. I mean, we lived like that until we got old enough to leave it. Dr. Drankalot, how are you? How are you? There is no excuse for filth at all. But some people are nasty. Some people don't know. Yeah. There's no excuse for it. There's nothing like that. But filth aside, what if somebody did take Summer? And what if, what if? Well, obviously something happened to her. I mean, she's gone, guys. Something's happened to her. And hey, she ran calling wildfire. Woo! um, Obviously something happened to her. But what? And I feel like I have wisdom. I am a country lady. They live that way because they choose it. I understand hunters. Oh, yes. They live that way, definitely, because, well, that's just how they was probably brought up, too. Um, Although I was brought up that way, and you want to see my house? This big girl goes to work. She runs a restaurant. It's spotless clean. She has a clean house. She is getting ready to start a new job on top of owning a restaurant, being a mother. I'm not going to go there with the other stuff. Uh, Catering, and all that other good stuff. So, but I don't want my kid to ever grow up the way I grew up. Never want to grow up the way I grew up. Jane is 25 cents. I don't ever want my kid to grow up like I did. Hey, Yorkshire. I caught this on Daisy's chat last night. I am being paranoid. Crime. I believe Don and Candus are innocent. And I choose my name for Don's Candus support. Well, Creative Spirit, how are you, my lovely? I'm going to be honest with y'all. Be totally honest with y'all. I have my own suspicions on people. I have my own suspicions on what happened. I got a couple theories. And Y'all want to hear them? Just asking. Put a one in the chat if you want to hear my theories. This is just my current theory. My current theory, now that I went up on the hill. Well, I didn't go on the hill. I went to Ben Hill Road. I didn't go on the hill. I went to Ben Hill Road. I seen that steep ass hill, y'all. And I'm quite honest with you. No adult with any kind of physical anything wrong with them could get up that big hill quick enough to pick up a little girl and run down the hill. I'm sorry. It'd take them a minute to get up that hill. And it'd definitely take them about a few minutes to get down that hill. Hi, prayer garden, how are you? PG in the house. Hey, listen, I thought that was Cam, that picture of that baby, big fat guy with the baby diaper on and stuff. But they informed me that was Josh from the lab. It was still funny. I went up and I seen the hill, and I seen the hill without any leaves on it. So I seen how steep it is, y'all. And like no damn way a young person can scroll up that hill. I mean, an old person of any kind. I don't even think a 30-year-old could do it. And get a 60-pound child and run down that hill quick enough within that time frame that Candus described. I don't believe it for a second. But I do believe that a young kid could. A younger guy. And I'm just going to leave it at there without poking fingers at people. I believe, young men get certain urges. And if there's something out in front of them, not all young men, y'all, but there's some it does. And they get certain urges and, and I believe that maybe a neighbor kid came up there and took the child. That would be the only other explanation that I have. Now, yeah. Or a family friend. But I'm telling you, I seen that hill. I seen that hill. I seen it without leaves on it. I was just up there a couple weeks back, and my whole perspective changed. Amy Jane. My whole perspective changed on it. It really is. There's no facts about any of this. There's no facts out there, but a very few. Very few. And well, shoot, guys. I was 10-year-old, y'all. And I don't know Yorkshire. I don't know. Where is she? Where is this beautiful little blue-eyed baby girl that everybody has totally fell in love with? If I seen her in public, I could probably 100% identify her because I've seen her face so much. And I've thought about her, prayed about her. If I seen her in public, I could definitely probably identify her. Put a one in chat if you could identify Summer if you've seen her in public, even with long hair. I could. Just by her facial features alone. Yeah, look at this. Everybody could tell. Everybody could identify Summer. Everybody could. Hey, Chase. What are you doing, Chase? Tell Benny I want my wrench back. I don't even know about Benny Keys. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I'm just kidding. I know it's okay. Um, but yeah, hey, flying monkeys. Um, it would have to be somebody physically fit enough and strong enough. Well, come, Chase, come. I can't wait for you to come. um, there would have to be somebody physically fit enough to get up that hill. Seriously. The only time I was able to climb hills like that when I was, and I'm a mountain girl. I've lived in these mountains my whole life. And the only time I was able to do that is when I was younger. I mean, but it would have to be somebody physically fit. Dawn said she was 60 pounds. The other day he said she was 60 pounds. He compared her a 60-pound bag of potatoes. Hey Tex, how are you? Yeah. If y'all's in here and you haven't subscribed or hit that like button, hook Jinkies up. Ada Cox, what are you doing, my girl? Ada Cox. Sweet and sassy. But yeah, no way was anyone near 60 pounds when she disappeared. Well, I think that's what Dawn said the other day, exploited. That she was 60 pounds. But she didn't look 60 pounds. I don't know. Well, that'd be a question we'd have to ask Dawn and Candus, I'm sure. I mean, if they would like to answer that question. Rumor has it, I gotta go. Go back and check for me. She was same size as my granddaughter's, 40 pounds. Yeah. Candy said she's tall, though. Tina, Bobina, Bobina. Was it 40 pounds, D-Lucky? Wait a minute, hold on something. Let's read this one right quick. Hold on. Somebody knows one day the chain of protection will be broke, and every link this case needs to be held accountable. I don't care what you've been through. It doesn't give you free pass to hurt others. Right. That's right. Absolutely right. It might have been a 40-pound pack. I thought it said 60 pounds. I thought Dawn said 60 pounds the other day. But anyway, hey Margie, how are you? Oh, the missing flyer said 40 pounds. Okay. It was 40 pounds. Okay, my bad, guys. My bad. I just could swore Dawn said 60 pounds. But still, I'm serious, y'all. That hill is steep. I'm serious. That hill is pretty steep. And there's, hey, Patty Ponytail, how are you? Yeah, I know he does. I know. How's your brownie? How's you? Yanni, my beautiful. How are you? Good to see my Yanni back here tonight. So glad you're feeling better, my girl. But right, innocent, you're right. But last night Candus did something that we've all been waiting for her to do. She showed emotion. Take it as it is, but she showed emotion. But whose panels has she been on? Whose panels has she been on to show the emotion? You know, it's hard to, some people has been through so much hell, they have a hard time showing emotion. Some people's been through so much hell. Now I'm not defending her because I don't know. I personally don't know what happened if they're guilty. Hey, Mimi Jane, I personally do not know if they are guilty. I do know when I went up there that on the hill, I seen, not on the hill. Once again, I was not on the hill. I was on Ben Hill Road. I went to Ben Hill Road. And when I seen Ben Hill Road, my perspective changed a lot. Hey, Robin Slack. And not a single one in the chat does either. Exactly. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But I do have a sneaking suspicion that it could have been a young man. It would have had to be somebody young and fit. It would have had to have been somebody young and fit if she was abducted. That hill is no joke. It's not a Jackie Dobbs hill for sure. It's not a hill that Jody Sue could have got up. It ain't even a hill Andy could have got up. But it had to have been a young. Hi, Prayer Garden. What you doing, wild woman?
Hey, girl. What's up? How you doing tonight, girl?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hold on. Something back to your mic. Let me turn your mic up here. Hold on. Hold on. Your mic. For some reason, you're real low.
Am I too low?
You're pretty low, yeah.
Let me...
And I got you up on high. You there? Hey, geez. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Better?
Just a little bit better. Let me turn your mic all the way up. It's almost all, it's on 200 now. Okay. You're still a little low, but that's okay.
All right.
We can still hear you.
Works for me. Works for me.
But what I was saying, PG, and you went up there and seen it in the summertime. But did you see how steep that hill is?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even think a 30-year-old could scroll that hill like that. Hey, Texas Bright. Because that hill's pretty steep. It's very steep. I mean, I could have scrolled it when I was a kid.
Well, Tim Mullins, the thing I don't like about the hill, the dog trail, as Don calls it, and saying he didn't know it was there and all of this. But it's to my understandings that that's the way the boys rode their dirt bikes down, out around to the road and back up the driveway to the house.
So they actually rode them down that steep hill?
From what Donald's saying, yes, that the boys used to ride the dirt bikes up and down through there. I mean, I don't know, but that's what, I remember him saying it. And also, if you took note in all the pictures we seen early on, when the news stations were up there and all the people were hanging around up there, Molly, everyone, them dogs were always, if you took note, hanging by that property. I mean, you didn't see them going anywhere except, you know, there, right there on the road and in the vicinity of that property. It's not like
Yeah.
they, went somewhere else. And, you know, and also, if you go back, you could hear Donald laugh a little bit when he says, all the dogs were gone, right? There was no dogs. Um, it's like the joke, hey, your dog bit me. I don't have a dog, right? Um, so, with all of this being said, I think June 15th, 2021, there was a pregnant dog under the porch with its puppies who would have been on high alert due to its puppies. And,
True.
So I don't think, even if they want to say every other dog was gone, that dog sure the hell wasn't. And it would have, kicked out of there like 90 barking, carrying on, you're not coming up here touching my puppies, whatever. So personally, I just think, I only got one question to ask them. Why you always lying, right? Why keep lying? It's crazy. And I know Candus was on, your sister's last night, and hey, I feel sorry for people with medical conditions and everything, and I would do nothing to upset Candus, right now in her fragile state, due to the fact that, we need answers, right? We need answers. And I think, she's the I don't think the dogs are the key, like Jody Sue said. I think, Candus is the key. And so yeah, I will play nice. I will play nice, and I will be nice and do whatever right now while she's in a fragile state, if indeed she is. Because I did take note that, she came up on Daisey's and she was up there for quite a long time for someone. I'm going to tell you something about heart trouble. And I've seen, and, I personally know people, just like you, Jinkies. We all know somebody that has heart problems.
Yeah. Hey,
And
Amy.
And anybody that has, like right now, if your heart started fluttering or beat out, you're getting the hell off this live. It's going to scare you. You're gonna be like, I gotta go, right?
That's true. She had so many kids with a heart defect. My goodness, I'd be scared to death of the heart defect of having that many kids.
Well,
Sheesh.
from what I understand, they put a pacemaker in her that didn't need to be put in because she didn't ever have.
Hey, Robin.
Her battery went bad, and they hadn't changed the battery in like 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So somebody put that pacemaker in just for money because she really didn't need it. If it didn't need the batteries, then she didn't need the pacemaker, right? That was
Wow.
crazy. That was a
I didn't know
lawsuit.
she had a pacemaker in. I heard something about batteries last night.
Yeah. She supposedly had a pacemaker put in that, but Dawn said she had 2 strokes, which is
Thank you, Deborah.
no truth to it whatsoever.
Hey, Violet.
And I don't know if there's truth to this or not either, because I do know that Candus was in the hospital for the flu. She had maybe COVID. So, I'm sorry, Jinkies, the big C word.
Right.
And so, what was it? What is it? I don't know. And if you take a look, you should pull the picture up of her in the hospital on the bed. No heart monitor is on. in the background. No IV hooked up.
She
To be,
was she in the ER at that time?
well, man, if you're having heart problems, they ain't going to unhook it no matter where you are. Right?
Let me see. I'll pull it up here. Let's see.
I mean, the nurses put that on as soon as you walk in.
Y'all, I whistle when I'm thinking. So if you hear me whistling, it's because I'm thinking. That's how I think. I have to whistle. Hey, Linda Wilson. Let me see.
Exactly. As soon as you go into the emergency room with something vital, like, heart issues, immediately they push you in there in a wheelchair. They hand you a gown and everything for you to, and they help you change into it. Usually a nurse will help you change into it. They'll lay your clothes aside and they immediately put you in the bed. They hook up the heart monitor. You've already got an IV in you because they're going to do that. As soon as they help you get your top off, you're going to sit back down into the chair. They're going to get that IV in you, start some fluids running through. Then they're going to help you stand back up, get your pants off, right? And put you in that bed, especially with heart problems, because you have to unfasten the pants, right? You got to take off your shoes. That's number one. Anybody having a heart attack in your presence, you sit them
Daisy had
down.
that video on me.
You sit them down immediately. You unhook their belt, their pants. You immediately take off their shoes. You lean them back in a reclining position. Put their feet up. Give them a couple aspirins, right? And you call a squad. Don't ever think you can take them to a hospital. Sit them down immediately. Give them some aspirins. Like I said, unhook their belt, their waist, their pants, and get their shoes off, their socks up, their feet up. And get a squad on its way and keep them coherent if you can, or else you're going to probably kill them, right?
I just seen something. Huh. Let me show y'all something real quick. Somebody just sent me something. Hashy just sent me something. Let's look at this right quick, PG. They found a body in Greenville, Tennessee. Hold on. Let me show y'all something. Hold on. This is another investigation that's going on in Greenville, Tennessee. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. Y'all see that? It says a body was found early Tuesday in a cornfield, according to the Greenville Police Department. Greenville is right there where, right beside where Summer lives. A body was found early Tuesday in a cornfield, according to Greenville Police Department. The Greene County Sheriff Department was dispatched to 300 block
Yeah,
Douglas Chapel Road.
that was a teenager. That's a teenager that was found.
Oh, did they find it?
Yeah, it's a teenager.
It said it's sent to the autopsy to get it. The Greenville Police Department, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has taken investigation. Police said the body has been sent to Johnson City for an autopsy. And it was a teenager?
Yes, they said it was a teenager.
Okay. I was about to say, that's kind of crazy. A little freaky there, guys. My son was born. He was born with what was called tetralogy of Fallot. Fallot means that there was 5 things wrong with his heart, and it was a pretty significant heart defect. It was congenital, which means he was conceived like that. And the defect was from conception. And he had an atrial septal defect, which he had a hole in his atrium part of the heart. And he had a VSD, a very large VSD, which is a ventricle septal defect. And it's right between the left and right ventricle of the heart. It was so large, they called them blue babies when they was born back in the old days, because they couldn't do surgeries on them until they was 4 years old back in the old days. With now new technology, they can do surgeries within the womb on these babies. Logan was born premature at Hostin Valley, which is right there in Kingsport, Tennessee. And I had to take him home for 3 months and wasn't allowed to let him cry. He was not allowed to cry. He cried, but I had to calm him down and give him what he wanted. I think that's why he's spoiled to this day. And they said that if he got upset, it could cause his pulmonary valve to constrict, and where his left side of his heart was beating too much, it would have caused him to go into cardiac arrest. And he couldn't breathe and turn blue and all that stuff. So he had to have a repair. Well, his atrium septal defect, it closed up on its own. But his VSD was too big, his ventricle septal, which was between his 2 left and right ventricles in his heart. So he had to have surgery and a patch put over top of it. And he was 4 months old when he had that surgery. It was very scary, but one of the things they told us that we could not let him do is cry. And you're talking about a little tiny baby here, a spoiled little tiny baby. So we brought him home and we didn't let him cry. We took turns with him to make sure he didn't cry. And then when he did cry, he was on a heart monitor, and his little heart monitor sometimes would go off, which was scary. It was really, really scary. What was really scary is when you're sleeping in the middle of the night and your baby's heart monitor goes off. And they're still sleeping, so you don't know what they're doing, you know. So I'm sitting here shaking him, Logan, Logan, Logan. So we stayed up 24 hours. We took shifts. Me and Sun King. And we took shifts. And my nephew has had open heart surgery when he was just 2 years old. He has a big scar down his chest. He had the best heart surgeon, right? Jinky's my nephew, first one, 6 months. Logan had, hey Sharon, hey Jasper. Logan has that scar down his chest. He does have that big scar down his chest. The scary thing with Logan was they gave a 95% chance Logan would be just fine through the surgery. The surgery would go off with a 95% success rate. That's 5% that something could go wrong. I know that's what PG was saying, Eve. She said it was a teenager. But Logan has a bleeding disorder too. Logan has what is called hemophilia, where his blood only clots at like 7 to 11%. He's classified as a mild hemophiliac. And I didn't know it when he was born. And when I asked the cardiologist, what is the chances that my son will live? And he shook his head. I don't know. So I just had to give him to God. That's all I could do. But anyway, getting back to the heart thing, yeah, he's got royal blood, don't he, Ada? He does. Oh wow, that's awesome. God is watching us. But yeah, getting back to the summer thing. Like I said, I've been on the hillside. I've not been on the hillside once again. I've been to the hill. I've been to Ben Hill Road. Thank you, Wendy. Love you. Thank you, Fishing with Bryant. Love you. Oh yeah, Logan even has an EKG thing on his watch, his Apple Watch. I was like, well, why do you buy him such expensive Apple Watch? Because it has an EKG in it. It's built inside of it. So he can actually do an EKG with his Apple Watch and send it to the cardiologist if he needs to. So that's why I got him a fancy Apple Watch. Just a second here. Let me see something here, guys. Oh, PG sent me a picture here. It is turned off. Hold on, I'm going to share my screen. PG sent me something. Hold on here. Okay. Y'all see that? There was nothing hanging over here on the IV pole, and the telemetry machine is not on. She's got her hat on.
That's funny. She got her hat on.
And then I got this. PG, what'd you send me? Is that Jody Sue?
Yeah, that's Jody Sue. She dancing for eggs.
I was just thinking too. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, send me that one of the big baby, PG, please. I love that one. That's a good one. Let me come off of that right quick. I gotta show that one, the big baby one. I'm gonna stop for just a second till you send it. I cracked up. I thought it was Cam. I didn't know it was Josh. I might have to do that one day just to let. Okay, here it is. Hold on. She sent it to me. Hold on. I'm going back on them. Oh, good. There it is. Hold on. I got to show this one. PG, you got some good memes. The meme queen. Is that what he looks like, PG?
Yep, that's what he looks like. he got his Legos from the where do you say his mom or grandma gets everything? Publishers Clearinghouse. Right.
PG, what we gonna do? Thank you. Always late. Where you
He
being
told
always late? You're always late. Hey, Rose Murdoch.
he
But
told Jenny that Grandma spends all the money on Publishers Clearinghouse. Right?
I don't know who he is. I just know he's been lurking in y'all's chats. I've seen him in your chat and in Daisy's chat, and he's trying to get him some content off of you and Daisy. Hey,
That's
sugar
Josh.
mama.
He took Jenny pennies to the cleaners, right?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was cracking up at that today. I thought it was Cam. I couldn't tell because his pacifier's in the mouth. And you know, Cam's always the one that, well, you know. Nobody knows who took Summer or what happened to Summer. We're just going to have to wait and hope and pray and find out what went wrong. Well, Linda, that's true. But I honestly feel like well, I don't know who Josh is, Janice. I just know he's been lurking in Daisy's chat and in PG's chat. And then he is doing his own little thingy. I guess we all lurk though in chats. I don't really know who he is. I didn't hear of him until I sent him in Daisy's chat the other day. And then I heard Don went up on his panel and there was a shit show went down. Or that was a Smiley's. Smiley's the one that had the shit show. Wasn't it PG?
Yeah. Actually, it was.
10 years. Oh, really?
He popped that in our ears.
PG, whatever pop you got right now, I'm jealous.
Yeah, my daughter just popped a soda open in our ears. I'm like,
Pop.
she's like my
I
little.
love pop and I can't have it. I love it.
How come you can't drink? How come you can't drink like on 7-Up or Sprite? Even in hospitals, they allow you to have it.
Well, I had a bad bladder infection, really bad bladder infection 2 weeks ago, and it really, 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 really made me sick. And like my doctor said, put me on antibiotics, and she said, do not drink not one more pop for a long time. Because she was going to send me to a urologist because of it had got pretty bad. She was kind of suspecting maybe cancer, and it had got bad. Oh Lord, let me show these. Hold on, PG. I gotta show these. Hold on. Oh my gosh, hold on. PG's got all kinds of goodies. Hold on. Is that Chris Padana?
That's Benny Keys and his mommy.
Is that Benny Keys and his mommy? Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. That's Benny. Benny gave me a wrench and took it back, little man. Oh.
That's him playing Little League, right?
He's gonna get me, PG, if I show these.
After taking this wrench back,
I love this one.
after taking back your wrench, do you care?
He's gonna get me.
Benny's an Indian giver, right?
He didn't give me. He said, because I knew Ernie. Look at how beautiful. Oh, this one's really sweet right here.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, spring's coming up, so I put her in a spring dress.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be
I could see
beautiful
her in
if,
that dress. Yes.
this is the way, this is the way we would have dressed her, right? I mean,
Yes.
she would have been dressed beautiful all the time. Um, I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it.
Me neither, PG. Me neither. I drank so much water, y'all. I got water everywhere. I'm watered up. I need pop in my life. That's my addiction. I don't smoke cigarettes. I'm down. This month makes I quit smoking cigarettes. No, next month makes 15 years since I've quit smoking cigarettes. It was hard. I ain't gonna lie. But I was having complications with my pregnancy with Logan. And, I said, Lord, if you let my baby live, I said, I'll never touch another cigarette again. And lo and behold, I got this big old 14-year-old sitting beside me right now. I'm not about to take any chances. I ain't going to mess with the Lord. You know what I mean? Yeah, but this is a beautiful picture of summer. I love it. So beautiful. So beautiful.
You
Oops.
make a promise to God, you better keep it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I did too. And I don't want nothing to do with no cigarettes. Nothing to do with no cigarettes. But it's motivation when you make a promise to God, I'll tell you that. Because you don't mess
Mm-hmm.
around with God.
Nope.
Hey, Robin, my girl, how are you? My sweet girl. Myrtle Burke. Michelle Davis. Lord, everybody's coming in here tonight. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
Money said Coke, coffee, cigarettes, my problem. I give
I
up
know,
cigarettes
right?
before coffee.
Well, I love my coffee too. But man, I love cigarettes. I love cigarettes. Cigarettes, when I was a little girl, I broke into the neighbor's house just to steal some cigarettes out of his house and some matches, and I'd go in the woods and smoke so my parents couldn't see me. Well, my nephew caught me doing it, and he told my mom on me, and they made me eat the whole pack of cigarettes.
Oh, you're kidding.
She's talking to Don, probably, Tammy. She was talking to him earlier. Um, yeah, I had to eat a whole pack of cigarettes. It didn't stop me though. I'd run behind my daddy and get his butts and smoke them. I mean, I wanted to smoke. I like smoking. I did, Snow. I did. I got sick, but it didn't stop me. I wanted to smoke.
That was my first cigarette. I don't know. I must have been about 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
My dad flipped a. He would come in from work every day, and this particular day, we were out playing in the yard, and he flips a almost a whole cigarette out there before he goes in the house. And man, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you what, I didn't want to see that go to waste.
No way.
Right?
No
I,
way.
I smoked it on up. I'm like, after that, I was hooked. I was hooked.
Absolutely.
I'm like, as soon as I'm old enough, I'm gonna smoke those cigarettes.
And I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
Yeah.
And it was good too. But I didn't want to lose my baby. So I was like, no. Even though that probably had nothing to do with my baby, Logan come out. Logan's heart defect probably had to do with my body trying to lose him. Because the whole pregnancy, I tried to lose him. Kind of like the mother bird pushes the baby bird that's not doing well out of the nest. That's what my body was trying to do. I ended up having him premature, six
Yeah.
weeks.
Um, Premature babies, a lot of times, most of the time, they'll just be like jaundice and need time to just grow and develop. But I've seen a lot of them that have, some severe complications as well.
Oh yeah. Well, they get these babies at 22 weeks old sometimes. They bring
Mm-hmm.
them as soon as their little lungs can breathe on their own. They can put them right on them machines and keep them alive. You
Amen.
know.
You know, well, they're able to, if they're able to, actually, from my understandings, I don't know, but from what I hear, they have tried to clone humans, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't know how that's working. I don't know how that's working
We
out
have
for
to
them.
ask China and that balloon they got going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you,
I'm gonna tell you that's crazy,
scary.
right?
It's scary.
It's, mm-hmm. I mean, when they start doing things like this, then you know it's time for people to. It's time for people to start. If you got a Bible laying on your table, you better start wearing out the pages,
It's
right?
scary that they let them get that far with that balloon. I mean, they put that balloon went all across America.
Well, they had to wait till don't think they didn't have eyes on it because they did. They just had to wait till it got over water. Once it got over the water, because
Uh,
balloon could have been you know holding something toxic that could have possibly wherever they brought it down, and it was huge. It
what's
was
that
it wasn't a small balloon. That was a huge balloon, right?
That was a
And
very big balloon.
mm-hmm. And once they brought it down, you know, the point being is,
Hey,
um,
Robin.
now they get to surveillance the bottom of our of wherever the water was that you went into, right?
Yeah, true.
And China's right now singing "Under the Sea."
Oh, goodness.
That's their new
I mean,
theme
like those
song.
other clowns in here. But yeah, it's
Hello,
crazy.
Robin. Oh, there's Miss Daisy. She's in the chat. Miss Daisy's in the chat.
I see her in there. We're discussing about last night's video and what went
How
on
we don't
last
agree
night.
with. I
Uh,
just, um, you can't, for one, that hill, you know, Tim Mullins, you know, I mean, that man gave everybody the best sight of that hill that's ever been given. And as we've seen, I mean, if you haven't been up there, you do not realize how big and steep that hill is.
yeah.
Um, so what I'm saying, as for people out here that hasn't been there and seen that hill,
Yes.
he has give the best visual of it so far. And I mean, he let you see, yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, right, Jinkies? I mean, that sucker,
It's
like,
pretty steep
straight up.
hill. Without a doubt, it's a
Hmm.
pretty steep hill.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, yeah. I mean, you need a pick to get up there, right? You got to throw the pick in the ground, pull
That's
on
what I
it,
say. It
pull
would
on it.
take I don't think a 30-year-old could scroll up and down that hill. I don't even know if a
Mm-mm.
25-year-old could. I
I'm
mean,
gonna tell you, nobody's gonna run it. Even a kid
no.
could run it. You slide that, you would fall. You'd either go face first or ass first for a long ways. It's gonna
Oh
mess you
yes.
up.
That's a hill and a half.
And you're hitting tree trunks coming up out of the ground. You're hitting
Yeah,
trees in front of you. It's not only steep, it's dangerous.
it is. It's pretty. I mean, it's
And
pretty steep, man.
and if it was so easy to
That's
get
why
up
we
and
used to have the
down,
kids ride their bikes and stuff down it. Oh Lord, I'd
if
hate
it
to
was so
see.
if it was so easy to get up and down, maybe Donald said that so people wouldn't think it was so bad. Maybe they didn't. It didn't look like a path is anywhere on it for dirt bikes and dirt bikes. My kids ride dirt bikes, and I promise you, there is a path right where they ride them. They wear a path out where they ride dirt bikes. Um, but but I don't know how often he let them on them either. Um, but I do know you ain't taking no kid down that hill um,
Oh no,
without busting your ass and getting caught before you get to the bottom.
it would have to be a young, agile male that could do it. It would. He'd have to be. I mean, because they're. I mean, it's pretty daggone steep. So yeah, it is
I
pretty steep.
the only one I know around there they could really get up and down those hills, from my understandings, was Jody Sue's son.
Well, guess he did hear a scream.
So I agree with you on that.
Um, and the dogs know people that's familiar, do they not?
I guess some people would have known them
Hey,
dogs.
Robin, thank you, honey. How are you? Jinkies, is that food you show sometimes served at your restaurant? If I ever come to Harlan, Kentucky, I'm going to eat at your place. Well, come on, girl, because I serve it all. On Sundays, I serve every bit of it. Come on, girl. I seen Jimbo and Thelma today at the Walmart in Harlan. I didn't say anything to them because, well, we ain't actually cool like that. You know what I mean? Me and Jimbo's okay, but I don't know. We just ain't cool like that no more. But I seen them at the Walmart today. They's in Harlan for some reason. I talked to Ernie today.
Oh, did you? Do tell. Is he
He just
doing
said he's
better?
happy. He's got a new girlfriend and he's living in another state and he's happy and he
What
don't want to ruin
happened?
his relationship with his new girlfriend.
What happened to him in the hospital?
He didn't tell me nothing. I told him that everybody was worried about him, and I said, "Where the heck have you been?" I sent him my line on Facebook. I said, "Where the heck have you been?" I said, "Everybody's been worried about you." He says, "I just got a new girlfriend. I'm living out of in another state." He said, "And I'm happy, and I don't want to mess this one up." I said, "Well, be safe, be happy."
Amen. Amen. Well, I'm glad, because everybody was hearing that his kidneys were out and he's in a hospital, and um, thank God he's not, right?
Right, right, right. I'm
That
just,
Ernie, that Ernie's a little shyster, ain't he?
oh my goodness. PJ, I hung out with him back in the day, and I could tell you some stories. Oh,
Wow, you hung around with Ernie. Oh my gosh,
I
I
can
bet
tell you
he
some
was.
stories.
I bet
He
he
stayed
was.
at my house a little bit here and there. He didn't live with me like Daisy said. He stayed at my house quite a bit. And
He was handsome.
he was a lot better looking back then when he's young. Well, I think he was like 25. He's like a couple years younger than me. And I was like, I wish I had pictures. I wish I had pictures of then. I bet
No,
Jimbo might have some pictures because we all hung out at Jimbo's. Jimbo owned a MMA fighting thing. It was called WCW. No, that ain't right. Warrior Fighting something other. And Jimbo had all kinds of little sexy fighters. And me and Amanda hung out there quite a bit. And he had one called the Black Mountain Bad Boy. Whew. Yeah. And that's why I went. And Amanda went for Ernie. But yeah, that's why I hung out at Jimbo's. What was it called? Warrior Fighting, uh, something other. And he owned it. Jimbo did. Which I've knew Jimbo since high school, and Thelma. I've knew Thelma since the first grade. She stole my boyfriend in the first grade. Me and her got in a fist fight in the first grade. I remember who won. And Ernie didn't get along or no longer friends anymore. They do what, MC Lick Lick. Ernie and Jimbo will fight for a little while and then they'll be friends again. That's why I don't get in the middle of it no more. I got in the middle of it the last time and it caused me to fight with them all. And I'm not, no, they'll do it and then they'll be friends again. Just watch. Mark my words. They'll be friends again. Matt Kemper, all of them. Well, Kemper's never really been friends with Ernie, I don't think. But him and Jimbo started that channel to get Ernie. And that's what happened with that. I gotta.
is Miss Daisy coming up tonight?
She's probably on the phone with Candus and Dawn. She's supposed to. I know, Lick Lick, but that's what he said before too. I don't trust it. I'm not getting in the middle of that. These two's been fighting for 20 years.
I can't do it. I just cannot. I can't do it. I cannot kiss up to the wells. You know, my God just won't let me do it. My God is
like, what your heart tells you to do, then that's what you need to do. You follow your heart.
I can't do it. You know, I've been on this case from day one, and I'm telling you, can't do it. Can't do it.
If your heart tells you what you tells you, then you know they say to trust your judgment.
You know, some people can suck up to people knowing they're guilty as hell, right? I can't do it. I can't. You know, I just can't. Nothing in this world is more important to me, you know, than being honest, being, you know, Shakespeare. I can say one thing about Shakespeare. When he said, be true to thyself, he said it all right there, right? Mm. We must be true to thyself, you know, in order for, you know, us to be true to God, we got to be true to us, right? We got to know what kind of human we are, you know, in this life. It's our choice to be whatever type of human we please to be, but, you know, hopefully you're a good one. Hopefully you're a good one. And if you are a good human, and true to yourself, then you got to be truthful to everyone else in the world, right?
Right.
And you can't sugarcoat shit. You just can't sugarcoat things, put a cherry on top, and you know, and that's like the blind leading the blind. Um, Only you wouldn't be blind. You wouldn't be blind. You know, I'm not blind.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lead my people, to believe that, what I'm saying is I'm not going to turn Don and Candace Wells into these lovely people and try to take away the try to take away what they truly are and paint a picture, some rose colored picture of them. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to tell you what.
I understand.
It's not righteous to Summer. It's not righteous to the boys. It's not righteous to. They're the real victims. These children are and were the real victims in all of this. And these two people, were absolute, neglectful abusers. Um, I'm not covering that shit up. Absolutely not. I can't do it. Candace can come out and say whatever, she wants to say because I know she said Summer's favorite candy was something else before, some Tic Tacs or something. Now it's ring pops. Um, you know, I don't think they knew their kids because they really took no time to get to know their children, right? And that's the sad thing.
Well,
That's the sad thing.
I I don't know, Peachy. I don't know what the truth is and where it's at. I'm not as familiar with the cases like you guys are. I'm familiar with the case. Don't get me wrong. I've been doing this for what has it been? I started. Okay, Daisy got on the board. Started telling me about this case, and I started researching it back pretty much when Daisy started her channel, and her
Hmm.
and I discuss it quite a bit. As far as I, as far as these two, you've met them in person, ain't you? Have you met Don in person?
I plead the fifth on the Wells all the
Uh,
way around. I'm going to tell you something. I can say this. I know Don Wells like the back of my hand. He knows I know him like the back of my hand as well. Um, Don and Candace Wells, you don't put a child in a house for 2 minutes and it disappears. I don't care what anybody says. You just don't do it. Um,
yeah,
and no one's going to go down that steep ass fucking hill with a big old kid on their shoulder, kicking the shit out of them, smacking them around. I mean, that kid's going to be beating, kicking, scratching, carrying on. I mean, it ain't going to go down like that. And that person's going to be falling. They're going to be getting hurt. They're going to be hurting the kid.
yeah,
That's just insane, right? That is
yeah.
totally and utterly insane. Um, no, absolutely not. And oh, let me send you a picture. I'm going to send you another picture for you to pop up, which
Yeah.
I felt quite, and I think that's why Donald decided to go hide in the dark
And true
now.
color. I like I said, like I've seen a lot that's been done and said on here. Um and I honestly hold on, let's see what PG sent me here. I get through my Benny memes. Hold on. Okay, yeah. He talked about this picture the other day. I heard him talk about it. Hold on. Yeah, he talked
Now,
about the picture the other day.
now he says, now he says in this picture, you know, he says in this particular picture, I was crying because a week before, this is like a few days before Summer comes up missing. He tried to say that five months before she came up missing, an angel talked to him. You know, not like I'm talking to you,
Yeah,
but
I heard that.
um, like more like schizophrenia type. Where you hear voices like talk to him, but inside of his head, he knew what the angel was saying. Then he says an angel or something talked to him. So then he wasn't really sure it was an angel, right?
Yeah.
Um, then he says in this particular picture, just week, a few days to a week before Summer comes up missing, he's in tears because he was holding her asleep and just knew that, she wasn't going to be around much longer. Um, I don't buy that. Unless you have plans, you have premeditated plans of, of doing something with this child, you are not going to fucking have this going on in you. And he said in this picture, I'm crying. He's right. He is absolutely crying in this picture. So, you know, I just thought, he
Why
was
are they
crying.
keeping this? Why are they keeping this going though? Why are they? I mean, they could let this all die down. Not, don't get me wrong. I'm
I
not for either or. I'm
I'm
kind of
going to
up
tell
in the
you one.
air with, you know, and this
At the
whole
beginning
situation.
of all of this, Donald wanted to let it. He wanted to let it. That was the plan. That was the plan to not have it get like this. That was their plan. The plan was, to report it and just let law enforcement do what they needed to do till it ran cold, right? And really not that much attention upon it. People just all scattering in different directions after a little while, and it is what it is. Um, they didn't expect it to blow up like this, and it didn't blow up like this because of Don and Candace Wells. It blew up like this because of Allie and her family coming out and speaking upon it first, and then Jody Sue, popping out of nowhere, and people's
Yeah,
like, "Oh my gosh," like,
this baby
um,
was surrounded by some real crazy people.
yes, and people
Yeah,
were like, "Oh my God," this is like, um, the junkyard van, right?
yeah.
Um, Crazy. These people are all like really weird, and and you know, they're not like the normal people out here today. I mean, normal people go to work, they come home, get something to eat, jump on the computer, right? Um, for a while, and then, or watch a movie or whatever. I mean, most people live and conduct everything inside their homes anymore. Um, they take a bath and they go to bed, right? I mean, it is what it is. And these people are, still outside running all over the place, acting crazy. I mean, it's like freaking 1999 where they're at, right? And it just
That's why it is all over where I live at though. The way
it
they
just
live is the
grabbed
way a lot of people
everybody's
live where I
attention.
live.
It grabbed everybody's attention, and so once it grabbed everybody's attention like it did, um,
But
it
why
just
is
went.
why, I mean, like Summer, like yeah, I guess the Jody Sue and everything coming out, and then there's this little beautiful baby girl, and We
Oh,
felt like we kind
absolutely.
of didn't have
Absolutely.
anybody.
Well, that's what people draw. It was it was Allie and Jody Sue and them that drawed people in on summer, right? And then once you seen this baby, it was like, oh my gosh, where's these parents? And then the parents come out on the news, right? And before you know it, they're in the YouTube world as well. You're hearing from this dad and everything. And, and people don't know this dad behind the scenes. They just know the Donwells that's popping up, saying, you know,
What he says.
she loves to twirl and,
Yeah.
she loved me so much and all these things. But
Yeah.
let me tell you something, Donwells. 20 months, buddy. 20 months, and you didn't ever tell no one before that you were bowling in this picture a week before your daughter came up missing because you knew or had pre-planned this all to go down. You should have hid, mother freaker. Like you said, you should have hid, but you didn't. And like you said, the reason you didn't, and he personally told me this, the reason Don Wells did not hide is because they started getting too much money in the mailbox, and Candus didn't want to shut it down because they had tons of shit coming in. And that's all they're looking for again. What they're looking for is to milk everybody. That's what they're looking for. And he sat there and said, they ain't made $1 off their daughter. Everybody, no, Don Wells, you made thousands of dollars. You made those Ray-Ban glasses off your daughter. 4 brand new fucking
Who
cell
gave him
phones off
Ray-Ban
your daughter.
glasses?
He did with the money that they were sending Candus. He's paid like $400 for Ray-Ban glasses to go on his face, but he couldn't get a lawyer. He couldn't get a freaking lawyer to get his boys back. He couldn't. $400 would have put a couple brand new doors on that house, right? $400 would have bought some siding. $400 would have probably bought a ton of drywall at that time to really fix that house up decently. But no,
Yeah.
he had it on his face, right? They were too busy paying off their car, Candus's new car, buying Ray-Ban glasses, cell phones, paying the cell phone bills, with all this money coming in. They should have been going for lawyers to get their sons back. They should have been going to fix that house up so they had a nice home for their children, right? Should have been. She had a wish list. Tell me how she was expecting the boys back or anybody back to that house when she didn't ask you for no clothes for them, no shoes for them, no socks for them, no toys for them, no anything for them, right? She asked for nothing for any child, just shit for the house, like, you know, um, stuff, stuff for the house, right?
Yeah.
Crock pots, paper towels, toilet paper. I mean, just all of this stuff, for the house, as if, it's just for me and Donnie. There's no kids there, right?
Well,
Ain't
I
gonna
seen
ever
a
be
bunch of
none.
toys up there the other day when I was up there, PG. There's a bunch of toys out in the yard.
There's a bunch of, and if that hillside wasn't so, if it was so easy to get up and down, then when a toy went over it, you'd have went and fetched that damn toy, right? So I'm going to tell you something. It wasn't that easy to get up and down, and nobody was fetching them damn toys because it wasn't that easy. Once that toy went down there, you're pretty much screwed. It has to stay there, right?
There were some toys through over the hill. There's little pink riding toys. I'm
Yeah.
assuming they
Mhm.
summers.
You'd have,
And
Pinky, you'd have to tie a rope to the damn tree and then onto a harness around your ass to go down that hill to get them toys and bring them back up, right?
I could have did it when I was young. Like that's the kind of hills I used to scroll when I was very young. But that wasn't easy to scroll. Um, but that's the kind I used to go up and down when I was pretty young. Like I think I wouldn't have been able to do it in my 30s by no means. Uh, but I definitely could do it up and down if I was probably 25 or under. I mean,
I'm
it's a
telling
pretty
you,
steep hill though. I seen it
it,
without any
it is steep. And not
yeah.
only is it steep, but it's dangerous, as in, you go down there to get a toy, you could get rattlesnake bit, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I mean, people just do not mess around. Um, they really don't mess around down there, in those wooded areas, um, on a day to day. No, people don't do that. And I mean, up on a hill like that, for one, I would have insisted for a house to be built at the bottom of that property, not up on that hill. But I would have worked like hell to got a big house. I mean, there was a ton of flat land down at the bottom of that property. A shit ton of flat land. I mean, you could have had a driveway that came in one side and went out the other and had a giant house down there, right? Fenced in, big fenced in yard. It could have been beautiful. And it would have been flat land down there for the kids to run all they wanted to run, right? There was no reason to be hiding up on that damn hill like that. That was insane. I
Yeah.
don't even know. I don't even know. I mean, these weren't people that were trying, you know, fighting to make
It
a better
flattens off
life.
at the top though. It's just a steep hill up there.
It flattens
I'd be
off, but the
scared my
point
kid fall down that hill.
the
But
point being is you would be scared to death. You would be scared to death that, with children, children don't pay attention. You'd be afraid that they're going to fall off, that they're going to roll off, right? I mean, either you're going to put a stockade fence up around the house where they, you know, can't get out and fall over the hills, or you're going to go down to the flatland and rebuild, right?
I didn't see down where on the bottom that they could have built though, PG. Maybe I didn't
Yeah,
pay attention good enough.
yeah. If you took note down at the bottom where the shed is, um, that big, great big giant piece of flat land down there where the trailer once was. Don and his old lady lived down there in a trailer
Oh,
on that
Don
flat.
owns that?
Yes, he does.
Oh, I
That
didn't know
that's
Don
all his
owned
land.
that.
Yeah, and that's a
That's right there on Beach
humongous.
Creek Road. Where the banners
No,
at? Where Dolly's banners at?
I heard Dolly's banners on the side of the shed now.
It is.
Well,
It was on the side of the shed when I was up there.
right. I didn't pay attention, but I know it's the bottom part of the land that let me see if I got a picture of it. It's when you first pull in to go up.
Yeah, that's where
Up,
Dolly's banners at now on that shed.
okay. Well, I didn't take note of it being on that shed.
I think that they moved it the other day. But Dolly was just there a day before we was there. And you
Oh,
see,
so
he
it just
Billy's
got
from
there.
that area. And he told me some other stuff that happened on that same road, that Beach Creek Road. He
Mm-hmm.
showed me where he took me actually to the road and the driveway where these people had followed this family down and killed all of them. I think one kid was left. And we went over and turned around. He said, let's not play around here. Let's get out of this driveway. I said, okay. um, but it's right connected to the interstate. I mean, I think I would say about, I don't even think it's 10 minutes back from the interstate. It's Beach Creek Road is connected to the road that leads to the interstate. You can get straight to the interstate. And interstate places where the interstate's at, in them small areas, you got hitchhikers and stuff that goes back in the areas. But I don't think they go back 10 miles like that. I just don't see that. I think that honestly, it either was a neighbor, a friend, or
The
a
only
parent.
way you're going to go, the only way you're going to go back in there is if you know someone back in there.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going back there. Um,
I mean, unless people, there was a lot of drug activity. There's a house over there, looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's got all kinds of garbage that's laying out in that yard. I don't know if you've seen it or not when you was there.
is that the abandoned house? Is
No,
that
I
the
don't
old
think it's abandoned. I think people live in it, and it's got like an old barn, and it's just got all kinds of just, uh, it's got
there's
all
an
kinds
abandoned
of
there's an
nasty.
abandoned house there as well.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of nastiness.
There's a big abandoned house. There was nobody living in it. When summer came up missing, there was nobody living there. It was abandoned.
Was it abandoned?
Yeah, it was a scary looking freaking house
Looked
too.
like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, didn't it?
If you look in the window, well, it used to have. If you look in the window, it used to have a one of those um, one of those um, things that people put in a window. They um, at a store. Mannequins.
Yeah.
Had a freaking mannequin thing sitting in the window looking out. It was freaking crazy. It was insane.
It was
It
the
was
Lilly
absolutely.
family. You're right. You're right, Truth Hurt. That's who it was. They was let out there and killed. They were. I pulled over in that driveway, and
Who
I
did
went
he
over
kill?
there in that driveway, and Chip Billy's like, "Let's get out of here." He's like, "Let's not just wait around here too long," because I was just taking my time, backing up and turning around. He's like, let's get out of here."
Who did they kill?
Um, Van Road. It's right. Yes, they were killed out on Ben Road. It's not. It's down from Ben Hill Road. Probably what, a couple miles. Truth hurts. Um, it was the Lillard family, and was it motorcycle people that followed them there and killed them, or was some bunch of kids that did it? Truth hurts, and it was right there on Beach Creek Road.
Oh,
Uh,
um,
yeah, maybe a couple miles. It wasn't very far. And but there's a lot of drug activity down there, from my understanding. It was 5 kids out of Pike
you-
County
didn't
they
you take
killed.
any pictures while you were there?
No, I was driving, and I was with you, Billy, and he was showing me around there, and because he's from down in there, he's from Green County. I'm sorry, shouldn't have said that. He's from down in there, and he was just showing me around. He actually searched, helped with some of the search, you
Hmm.
know, around that area when Summer come up missing.
What happened to him?
He's got a day shift job now, and he's probably asleep right now, so he don't stay on here that much.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Tree Tree. Um,
So when he was staying on here all the time, he was working night shift.
he had an opportunity to stay on here more when he worked the night shift. Yeah, because he wouldn't go into work till 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't take no pictures.
I
Is
will
that
next time. I want to ride up there. I'm gonna show Daisy. I'm gonna make Daisy go up there and look. I mean, in order to get a good idea about it, you do have to go up there and look. I tried to call her, Wendy, and I messaged her earlier, and she's not answered me. I don't know where my Sherryberry is right now. Uh, but it's not that far from the interstate. That's for sure. Is it Truth Hurts? It's probably less than 10 miles from the interstate. And, you get hitchhikers and stuff that come in. And there was a lot of drug activity that happened up there. It is, from my understanding, there's a lot of drugs in that area. A lot of drug activity. And what would you say, Truth Hurts? Probably less than 10 miles from the interstate?
Anyway, yeah, it's right off of Ben Hill. I've got so many fouls, it would be forever. But it's right there off of Ben Hill. I mean, he owns that big flat piece of land down there. And, from my understandings, it should be equipped with all the stuff because there used to be a house down there, had a different address, and it was tore down.
Yeah.
So, you know, it should not have been. What I'm saying is, it shouldn't have been no big deal to build a home down there. Absolutely not. I mean, those prefab homes, you know, you can put those up, build them. I mean, $100,000, and you know, you have a pretty decent sized home, right? Brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about now. Now you're looking at probably about 300,000, but back when you go back 12 years ago when Dawn and Candus went down there, is like, you know, I say 100,000. You could have had a big home
Yeah.
put up for 100 grand, right? Um, I mean, sweet, nice home, and
Yeah.
like I said, they could have had a driveway that came in one side, rode through, and went out the other. Um, you know, and it would have been right down there, right down close to the road, where even in the wintertime you're able to get in and out, right?
True. But some people like to put it up on them hills because of the flooding in these areas. I don't know if that was their case or not. I mean, that
Uh,
I heard up on top of the hill that it's just beautiful.
it,
Well, I've
it,
never been
it,
up there.
it
Kimberly
is,
went up there,
um,
but I've never been up there.
it's up on the hill, what's around it is beautiful. The hill itself, whoa, it could be if it was, all that junk cars and all that
Yeah.
garbage. And I mean, right now, no. I mean, it looks like Sanford and Son up there, right?
I've
Um,
not been up on that hill, but I
well,
did see there was a lot
that's
of
what it looks
toys and
like.
stuff laying around.
It looks like Sanford and Son up there.
Mhm.
I mean, it looks like hell. You know, um, you could tell they haven't put a lot of elbow grease in anything, right?
Well, I
I don't know what they're waiting on. I mean, for one, I wouldn't have all those vehicles sitting around. They had a copperhead snake in the lawnmower, right? That almost bit somebody.
yeah.
Um, so I would think, you know, I would think that you would get rid of all that junk, right? Just scrap it all, get it the hell out of there. And scrap yards, I mean, you don't have to take stuff to the scrap yard. Actually, they'll come get it, right? I mean, make a phone call, and you could get somebody to come up there, and they pay for all those vehicles, right? They give you money to go scrap all of that trash.
Oh yeah, he makes some good money off that bus.
Absolutely. And the bus, I would just want all of that shit the hell off of there. Um, all that crazy stuff that Grandis and Candus and maybe even himself had picked up, all that metal and stuff, I would want it gone, right? It needs to get gone, and people come and take, they'll come and take that scrap metal, pay you for it, and get out of there with it. And I mean, you basically get the whole yard cleaned up, and they pay
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
But not the Wells. I don't know what the hell they're, you know, doing at all.
It does look very hard to climb, Lisa. Oh yeah.
You're not
It
climbing that. You're not climbing that hill. You're not throwing a screaming, kicking, crazy kid on your back and going up that hill, and you sure in the hell ain't coming down it with one. That's insane. That's insane. And that
but
hill
how do we
and
know
that
that
hill
she
leads
might not
down
have been
to,
screaming because she knew the person that was taking her.
um
You know?
I don't
It's like
I
the
really
dogs
don't.
probably knew the person.
I really don't think so because her brothers went up and down that hill all the time and she wouldn't even go with them. So she's not going to go up and down that hill with nobody because she's afraid. She's afraid of how steep it is.
I don't
And there's
know.
just no way,
No, I
no
don't
way
think
she's
they
going to
will.
do it. So, no. Um Summer had Summer had fear of things, right? Like the basement, for instance. And she had fear of going up and down that hill, of falling or getting hurt. Um, no, absolutely not. If you know a child's
Okay,
fear,
really?
then you know what they will and will not do.
Well, I mean, it's a. I wish the law enforcement was a little bit more involved with this case. I
Um,
did see where
yeah, Jesus
Tennessee
did
Bureau
love
of
poor.
Investigation shared a birthday wish to Summer on Facebook, and who was it shared that? You, PG?
Yeah, I had her birthday party on her birthday. We
No,
do
wait
every
a
year.
minute. Somebody shared the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation
Oh
shared a
no,
happy birthday Summer thing. Did you see it?
I didn't share the Bureau of
It
Investigation. No,
might have
I
been
don't know
Dumplin'
who.
that shared it. Uh, but or it might have been Jimmy Jams.
Yeah, Lisa, I hear. Yes, I hear there is some caves back over. There's supposed to be some caves up behind the Wells house there. There's caves all over the place down there. But yes, I heard there are some up behind the Wells house as well. Matter of fact, Donald tried to say that when they was flying the drones and stuff, they were checking those caves, and that was a total lie as well. They did not check those caves.
Yeah.
And I had uh, you know, I had
A 16-year-old
law
girl
enforcement
from
wanting to talk to
Green
me,
County
and I had
shared
other people wanting to
birthday
talk to
Summer.
me, and it was crazy
Wow.
because Donald lied about it.
It was a 16-year-old girl from Green County found out there by Baileytown Road.
Right.
Wow. You know, if I seen some around, I'd be able to identify her, wouldn't you, PG? She'd have to be, if she is alive, she would have to be somewhere very well hidden.
Donald's the one. Donald's the one that brought those caves up. He's the one that tried to say that Frank Light's brother, or not Frank Light's brother, Frank Light rode a horse up there, and he tried to say Frank Light drove a horse up to the
Oh,
cave and put Summer in it.
God.
I'm like, okay. And if you believe that, why are you not climbing your ass up there into that cave and finding
Oh,
out? Right? Why ain't you gone up there to that cave to find
how
out? I mean,
close
if
is
I
that to
can,
Summer's Truth Hurts? How close was that to Summer? Truth Hurt? Where they found that girl?
um,
About 15, maybe 20 minutes away.
yeah, it's pretty far away because they found her in Johnstown. Is that where she was found? I think.
Green is Green County? Greenville? Was it Greenville? Wasn't it Truth Hurts? In a cornfield.
Okay,
Green
that's
County over by Rogersville Highway.
now
Okay.
the church that Donald goes to has a church in that particular area as well that burnt down back when Summer came up missing. The church caught on fire and actually burnt down over in Greensville.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a whole different territory. That's a
Yeah.
different territory. It's not in Summer's vicinity at all.
Yeah. Wow.
Probably more than
Oh, thank you,
likely,
sweet Connie Joe, for the super sticker.
we'll
Thank
probably
you, my
find out it was
girl.
a boyfriend. It was probably a boyfriend or something
Happiness,
that did that to her.
correct that mean, not rich anymore. Uh, I
Yeah, exactly. There was a sighting about Summer a couple of months ago, and I even called. I even called
I
that
seen that.
hotel to
Yeah.
make sure that it wasn't Summer, and you know, and no, and I asked if if the parent had called or checked in on it or whatever. Absolutely not. And
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, no, if you got a missing child, and hear something like this, you're going to definitely pick that phone up. You're going to call, you know, and make sure that you're going to personally want to know about this. You're going to call the law enforcement in that county to make sure they did check. I mean, hell, I might even get in my damn car and just go there, right? That's probably what I would have to do. I'd have to go there. I'd have been on my way there. I want to check for myself, right?
Right.
You need to know. When you got a missing child, you just have this need to know.
About 30 minutes away, but I guarantee you, and many more others, who knows, the back roads can make it in 15 to 20. Yeah, them back roads is, if you know how to ride them mountain roads, you can sure get it. For sure.
It doesn't matter.
You told me
It
to have
doesn't.
that road.
The inside of the house is not about done. It still needs stairs going down in the basement. You can't, have a hole in the floor and a ladder where you drop into it. Um, you know, and it still needs quite a bit of work, right? And outside that house needs siding, right? It still needs siding. That yard needs to be cleaned up. All that shit needs to be hauled away. Um, that house is far from being done. And even if they got it completely done tomorrow, the boys still ain't coming home because Don and Candus Wells are suspects. They have not been cleared in the case of their missing daughter, and therefore they cannot, the kids ain't coming back. You cannot place children in a home where both parents are suspects to the missing child that isn't there right now. That's insane. And Don and Candace know this. They can tell you guys bullshit you all they want. They're not going to bullshit me. I know the laws.
Pick up
I mean,
the
it's just, that's common sense right there, right? That's just common sense. I mean, you don't have to be packing any type of big degrees to know that. I mean,
Mhm.
that's common every day, at least in my mind, is common sense. I don't know.
It's just, I mean, but the thing is you think you know this case, and then another something comes up, and it throws you for another loop. You think you
Exactly.
got it figured out, and you know, oh, it's got it figured out, and then something more comes out about it. There's just so many little pieces that's missing in this puzzle. You think you got that puzzle put together, and then bam, something else comes. What's next? I was convinced, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I was convinced that Summer fell ill from the the swimming, or she got snake bit, something happened to her, and she passed away in the back of the car. This is what I thought. This was what I thought. She passed away in the back of the car. Candus freaked out. Don freaked out. They took her out and they buried her because they thought they was going to get in trouble and lose the boys. That was my opinion up until I went to Ben Hill Road. And now I have a little bit of a different opinion now. Um, I'm not going to lie. I've got a little bit of a different opinion now. Uh, but the thing is all I care about is figuring out where she's at. And if she is passed away, giving that baby a good burial and a good funeral
Absolutely.
and
You
putting
know,
her at rest.
you're so right, Jinkies. You know,
Yeah,
this is about summer. We got to stay focused. We got to stay focused
yeah.
on the real victim. We got to stay focused on this little girl, you know. Um, we have to stay
It is
focused
hope. It's very
on
close.
summer. You know, I didn't go into a live last night, and I didn't go in to one tonight because, you know, um, it's really bothered me that people have let the Wells come back out here and portray them to be victims when indeed they ain't victims at all. You know, Candace is having medical issues. You know, um, yes, you know, yes, I have mercy for all people, right? I have
Yeah,
mercy for all people um, on this earth. Um, I mean, I'm not heartless. I'm not heartless at all. I really ain't. But I'm going to tell you what, you know, I have a better heart against those two people because they haven't told the truth from day one. You know, what I'm saying is, I love Summer. In my heart, I love Summer. And I know that, you know, there's so many, she's got an army that is huge. And everybody loves this little girl. And we all want her to come home. We all want, you know, the best for her and these and her brothers. And you know, they didn't ever get the best from day one. Summer didn't get the best. I mean, Candace didn't even want to hold her, touch her, or be around her for like what, almost the first 2 or 3 years of her life. Are you fucking kidding me? What I'm saying is there's no bond there. No bond. And Don Wells, he don't have no bond to his children. I mean, hell, from my understandings, he was trying to sell his first kids, right? I mean, he doesn't have, these two people do not have the bond to anyone that they should. I don't even think they really have a bond to one another. If you want to, you know, if you want to see what the Bible's talking about when it says selfish and self damn seeking, look at Don and Candace Wells, because that's exactly what both of these motherfuckers are. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I cannot sit there and, you know, condone these two people that sit there and done nothing but lie, 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 bullshit, play games, fuck off, and done nothing to find their daughter from day one, as if they've already knew where she was. Don Wells said in this picture, I'm crying. You know, a week before you knew something's going to happen. That shit sounds pre-fucking meditated to me, buddy. It sounds like me, to me, you got a damn good offer or something and you took it, you know, really not wanting to, but you were going to, and you did because your daughter's no longer with us, right? And I think that's pretty fucked up if you ask me. If you done something like that, it's disgusting. And obviously Candus was on board with it, right? She had to be on board with it because this child came up missing on her watch. Her and Grandis's watch, right? And I don't think you're going to be able to just, you know, Grandis is on this hill for years, right? Pitching fucking pennies. And all of a sudden she's able to come off that hill and run all over hell and back. Actually, since Summer's been missing, right? She's been able to afford all kinds of gas and everything else. I mean, most of us can't afford to go around the block right now with gas prices, but Grandis, she's over in Georgia, she's over in Tennessee, she's up in Wisconsin, she's, you know, in Arkansas. I mean, this lady is going everywhere and anywhere she wants, which she couldn't do before Summer came up missing. So what the hell happened to this little girl? You all tell me. Don and Candace Wells buying Ray-Ban glasses for a bunch of phones. Don's commissary staying to $500 constantly, but the whole time he's in jail. I mean, yeah. And you know, somebody walks in, Candace got some money out of the bank and there's $90-some thousand still left in the bank account. You tell me what happened.
I mean, I'm not sure about all the details.
And I'm supposed to sit there and you know, condone these people and be nice to them and, you know, and give a pity party for them. I'm going to tell you, I don't even know if Candace is really having any medical issues or not. They lie so fucking much, you just don't know. And they play games with people, and that's exactly what they're doing now. They got fresh meat, like Miss Daisy and all of these other people, because Benny already knows them. Cher knows them. You know, so many other people already know them. And if you notice, they're avoiding the people that know them like the plague, and they're seeking fresh meat that they can, you know, try to get this pity party from. And most of all, let me tell you what Don Wells knows. He knows that, you know, he's like a rock star and you want him you'll suck his ass to have him on your panel to get your click, likes, and views up. And he plays you for every fucking bit of it and laughs his ass off at the end of it, right? Because you're scared to ask him the hard questions. I know, Don Wells, I will put my steel-toe boot in your fucking ass, right? That's what I would do, and I'm not going back to play the little fucking games and hear you and Candace laugh in my ear about what you're doing, especially to Miss Daisy, because you will motherfucking regret that one altogether. I won't do it. No, it ain't happening. I'm sorry, but nope. It makes me sick, and that's why I got to step back for a second. Because, you know.
I know.
I can't handle it, girl.
I can't handle your feelings out there, PG. And, you know, it's okay to have feelings like this. It's okay to feel the way you're feeling. You put a lot of effort in this little girl. You put a lot of love in there. And it's okay to feel. You know
what? Yes. For free. But Don and Candace Wells ain't even willing to do. This is their daughter. And if anybody should be doing it for free, it was them, right? It was them. But no, they're back because why? They want 10 grand. They want $10,000 from people again. They want people supporting them.
Where can be.
Like a lady told Candace, did you get the money I left in your mailbox? That's what the fuck they want. That's what they want. And you bet your ass she got that money. She could tell that lady no, but yes, she did. They checked that mailbox diligently.
I'll be right back. I got something in the mail the other day. From my Kim B. I'm going to show it to y'all.
They told law enforcement that Summer came up missing around 5:30 or after 5:30, between 5:30 and 6, right? And they're supposed, and Candus is in Fred Hill's driveway at 4:30.
Kim B made this beautiful blanket of Amanda and sent it. Y'all can't see anything.
Oh, that
And
is
sent
gorgeous.
it to me and Daisy each one. I can't but y'all. You can see her face right there. I think.
Pull it up in the
Can y'all
air
see
more.
it?
We see her face on one side, but the other side we can't see
There's
yet.
a couple pictures of her on here. I don't want to show me because I ain't got no brow on, y'all. So I'm trying not to show me. There's another face.
Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, that is.
Beautiful.
It is.
Soft blanket of Amanda. Oh, I got another one I'll show y'all. Miss Melanie Murphy sent me this one. Now this one's got holes in it. Hope y'all don't say booby. But ain't that beautiful? It's a crocheted Afghan.
Absolutely. That
And she
is
made it
gorgeous.
red and pink. Pink's my favorite. And apparently Amanda's was red. And she made that. And I keep it on my couch. Ain't that pretty?
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
They sent them to me.
Yeah, she offered to send me a blanket. She wanted to make me one for summer. And
Yeah, Melanie Murphy sent that.
I don't have a PO box, and I don't have
I love them.
and I can't give out my address. So, but like I told her, that was it's beautiful that she wanted to do, wanted to make one for me. That was beautiful. I surely appreciate, as if she did make me one. That's how grateful I was and appreciative of it. Right? It was a beautiful thought.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is. That was gorgeous. I really like the one. I really like the one.
That was you that sent that, right, Kim B?
I really like the one of Amanda. They captured her, didn't they? They captured her. They captured her in different phrases.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
They captured her in different phases.
And the one
to Daisy and one to me.
And the one with the one that the other lady made you
Melanie Murphy.
Right, with hers and your favorite colors. That's something you can cherish and eat and pack around with you. I
put it on my little I got a rocking chair.
That's like a comfort blanket, right?
Yeah. It sits on my rocking chair over there. I love it. It's so pretty. So pretty. Hey, Sugar Boom Boom. How are you?
Hope, if you think I'm disgraceful, why don't you tell me why? Don't tell someone you're disgraceful without telling them why you feel they're disgraceful. So why don't you say why you think I'm disgraceful? Because I'm not an ass kisser and don't ever plan to be?
People just have their opinions. Everybody has their own opinion on how they feel about this case and what they think happened to Summer.
You're going to always have your haters, no matter no matter how good a person you are,
Yeah.
how kind of a person you are, no matter how much, you love or try to help people, you're always going to have your haters. You're always going to have the ones that see your kindness as a weakness, you know. Um, you know, you're always going to be around those people that, disrespect you regardless, right? That have something ugly to say about you. And
Everybody has their own opinion on how they
and
feel and how they see
right.
this case.
And
And
this
nobody
lady's
should
feeling
disrespect anybody. That's not okay.
this lady's feelings has nothing to do with me. And and in my profession, I understand that. I understand that. You know,
I got it, Kim.
but even though you understand that, when people say, put those words out there,
Mhm.
you know, um, it's not like I'm inhuman. Even though I understand that this has nothing to do with me. This is more about her than it is will ever be about me.
Yeah.
The point being is, you know, I'm still human. I still have feelings, right? And I
Right.
think a lot of people forget that because they think I'm so hard assed, right? They
Yeah.
think PG's so hard assed. She just like a rock. She doesn't have, no feelings or something. And quite often that pisses me off because
Yeah.
indeed I do. If I didn't have no feelings, I wouldn't have spent this much time, you know, bringing the truth to the table and fighting like hell to get Summer back in the spotlight and covering other missing kids' cases. If I didn't have a heart, I wouldn't even be out here, right? I mean, I don't get nothing for what I do. It costs me
Mhm.
to do this. Hell, I could shut shop tomorrow and actually save a ton of money, right? So there
I've
you
changed
go.
my opinion about things a couple times because new things has come up. Um, but the ultimate goal is just to find the child. I think it's all we all want, you
And
know?
Donald said 3 times on 3 different lives. We, you know, even on mine. Well, sissy, even if we don't find Summer, um, you know, he truly believes wherever she's at, she ain't getting found.
Hey, girl. I've tried to
Hey,
get Don to come over here and talk to you guys, calm him down a little bit. He's a little bit upset right now, and
yeah, and so are we.
I told him y'all were over here, but I don't know if he knows how to get on here or not.
Oh, trust me, him and Candace Wells knows how to get on everybody.
But I
They
tried.
ain't no
I don't know
stranger
if
to
he
this
will.
ring.
I know another creator's live, and I don't. I think he's upset with them. I don't know, but I told him to come over here and talk to you guys. Um, hopefully he'll come over here and talk to you guys.
It'll
Don
Um,
and
come.
Candace Wells is upset this time. They're upset this time because none of us creators are willing to kiss their ass any longer. They're upset this time because we got to focus all on them where it should have been from day one. And they know they're pretty much fucked now as far as putting a bunch of money in their pocket, which is why they're out here. So they can just forget about it.
I don't know.
They
He's
can
just
forget
really
about
upset
it.
right now. Did you see Candace came up last night and talked to us?
Absolutely. Oh, I was on your panel last night.
I know you was, but then she came up after you left.
Oh, I knew she would. That's why I left.
No,
I
I
was
don't think.
watching. I was
I don't think
watching
she.
Miss Daisy. I always be watching you, girl.
I
I love
know.
you. I
I love
love
you too,
you.
Miss Garden.
Carter.
Um,
Carter's gone that day.
I just
I
hope.
knew
I
I
wish.
knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. I knew when I left I'm gonna find out she really has heart problems or not. She got up on there and she hung that ass there just a little bit too long for me.
It was.
All right. I
PG.
It
te- I
was.
test the waters, Miss Daisy. PG, I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Whether people, love me, hate me, whatever. I got reason for everything I
Who
do.
else ever say anything bad about Jody Sue? Were they friends with Jody Sue? I don't know. I don't. Have they never said? I know that Don said the other day that Jody Sue. I mean that Andy had an alibi that day.
For one, Don ain't gonna say nothing bad about Andy because Andy was at his house the very night that he went to jail. Um, I won't go into detail about all of that,
Hey,
but Andy was
JJ.
there the night he went to jail, and Don and Donald and Donald has seen Andy. Trust me, since he's been out of jail as well. Andy was his, anytime Don needs something, that's his to go to.
Mhm.
And Candus would really,
Here, Big Mama.
have a little bit to say about him, but,
Baby.
you know, they're related to Fred Hill, which Candus is scared to death of Fred Hill because Fred Hill's done let him know, if you try to implicate me any way, form, or how in this BS that went on down there, and everybody knows is BS, you will wish you didn't, right?
Yeah.
Fred ain't going to tolerate it. I think everybody, every neighbor around there, go down there, talk to the neighbors, because I've talked to quite a few of them. And if you talk to all of these neighbors, all of these neighbors will tell you that they are 100% with Ronnie
Love
Lawson
you, Lori.
on the fact that there was no abduction whatsoever. The children don't just get abducted in places like that. And if you ask them, well, who do you think the culprits are? They will tell you with no problem. Why don't you look at them two parents? Who was with her that day? That's the culprits.
Um, I believe Jody Sue. Yeah, Lisa, I believe too.
Yeah, and they're back out here, and Jenny Penny paid up all their back child support. Jenny Penny just gave them a shit ton of money, paid up all their back child support. So there you go. You see a home where these children were nothing but abused for years, right? Child Protective Services should have removed them long before they ever got removed. And I mean, nothing was different. Nothing was different other than summer missing when child enforcement removed them, right? Same house, same living conditions, situations that they always left them in. The only difference is one of them was missing and they finally took them. So that tells me they should have been took way sooner, right?
Yeah.
But they wasn't. And bottom line is, you have these people out here trying to put the boys right back into that living situation, not caring or not, I mean, how can you do this?
Yeah.
How can you support putting these children back into a home like this with the two people and all that they've done and all that we have viewed them doing since their daughter came up missing? How you can do it, I don't know. This is an evil world, and it seems like, people love supporting evil more than they love supporting righteousness. And like I said, I'm taking a few days off. I'm stepping back for a minute. I have to.
Yeah. It can. Hey, Patsy. But yeah. It's
If
it's
you
crazy.
don't remember history, it's bound to repeat itself, right? Well,
Hey,
they
Karen, where
forgot
you
the
been at?
history. They forgot the history of Candus's first son, and now Summer's come up missing. Now, the point being is, if they return the boys and something, you're putting them with the same people where two children are already,
Mm-hmm.
been destroyed, right? Two children already have been destroyed.
Yeah.
There you go. 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
So there's more likely to be a third. And then, what can you do? What can you say? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Is anybody going to be upset with Jenny Penny paying up the child support for him?
Yeah.
Is anybody going to be upset with Jenny Penny? I mean, don't be upset with, don't be upset with the people not supporting the Wells. Please be upset with the people supporting them. That's who you should be upset with. That's who you should be disliking right now. It's the people that's actually
Foster parents
supporting
in chat
this
always
evilness.
have a say if they want to go back. The foster parents is in my chat right now. Snow?
One of the boys have asked not to return. That's what I understand. I understand that one of the boys have asked not to be returned. One of the younger ones. It's one of the younger ones have asked not to return. They don't want to return.
Oh, any foster parents in chat. Oh, okay. Okay. I want to take just a moment, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, oh my gosh, y'all don't know what you're missing. We have some good times over here. We talk about some deep subjects. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. I do give everybody an option to express their feelings. It doesn't. We all don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree, but we do respect each other when we do. That's one of my mottos. You respect any disrespect at all. I have mods that will take care of you, and you will be timed out. You get timed out 3 times, you're gone. No disrespect to anybody on panel. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. Everybody has a right to believe if Don and Candus is guilty or not guilty, and whatever. But as long as we respect, and that's all I ask y'all to do is respect. I don't want bullying and all that. That's just not how I flow for. Bullying's not okay.
Robin.
Do I wish Don would come over on my panel? No.
Robin, I remember, I'm sorry, Jinkies, but Robin, I remember when you was asking Don and Candus, where the hell's your fucking daughter, right? And all of a sudden you became a Wells ass kisser once you started talking to Donald. It is what it is. It is what it is. And you was on my panel trying to act like, your case is like their case. No, your case is nothing like their case. Absolutely nothing like their case. You didn't stick your daughter in a house for 2 minutes and she disappeared. It's nothing like your case. It is totally and utterly different. Right? I mean, I see some similarities. I won't call them out. But other than that, there is none.
Hey, Kathy S., where you been at? I ain't seen you in forever. Everybody just, everybody has a right to their own opinion.
I'm not bullying chat. I am not bullying chat. Chat is trying to bully me.
Yes, and it's not okay.
Because I'm responding to you. Now I'm trying to bully you. I'm supposed to just sit up here and let you run off your sut and say nothing? I don't think so. You got me fucking bent.
Nobody messes with PG, y'all. You can't do it. Y'all gotta be good.
Yeah, and then these are the same motherfuckers. The shelf in my
I gotta say this, you all. PG
and try to be
nice on top of this case since it started. She's cared, she's loved, she's cried, she has spent multiple hours and time researching.
Yeah, excuse me.
I'm not gonna.
I don't want to see one of the.
She can't be. Yeah.
I don't want to see one of these boys go back to that place and end up missing as well, right? I don't want to see them go back and get slapped in the head when they wake mommy up to tell her something important, and they get the hell beat out of them instead. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't want to see that.
PG has reasons for her feelings. Um, she's been on this case for a while, and she has reason for her feelings.
And it's because I
And
did
just
my
like we all
research
have reasons for our feelings.
and I know
And
how abused those children were, just like you, Jinkies. You don't know a lot about it, but you do know how abused them kids were in the presence of those two people.
I mean, I know that them kids could have had a better life for sure. Um,
Just take
I
a look at the mattress, for God's
believe
sake.
the parents has it was I believe that there was a lot. I'm not trying to, I have my beliefs on what happened, but I want everybody to have their own beliefs and their own, because you're gonna this is a big part of a puzzle. And I want everybody to work on this to put this puzzle together.
Yes, I have plenty of degrees. Thank you. I got plenty of degrees hanging on my wall. Thank you very much. Plenty of degrees. I decided to go and get myself educated.
Okay, Jay, thank you. I'm not sure, as far as the boys coming home, I don't know what the court system's going to do. I know Tennessee, I was just talking about this earlier tonight. I know the state of Tennessee, I watched them give 2 babies that was born so drugged out it wasn't even funny. And the babies spent the time in the hospitals coming off the drugs, and then they let the babies go home to their moms. They got them on the drugs. Uh-huh. I love you, Chewy. I've seen that before. I've seen the state of Tennessee do that kind of stuff before. I've seen, and one of the babies was Logan's cousin, and the mother and the dad was both on drugs really bad. The baby was born premature, and then it went through withdrawals, stayed in the hospital almost a month, and they let the same crack-headed mommy take that baby home. And she rolled over on it, cracked out, and killed it. After that baby done went through the hell of having withdrawals. So that's the state of Tennessee that I seen happen. So you never know. I watched another baby go through withdrawals, and the mother got to take it home. Well, I watched a couple that the state of Tennessee let that happen in. A couple. But yes, there was a couple that happened to. So, who knows? They may get their kids back. You just never know. It just depends. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you've not subscribed. Canadian Cookie, have you subscribed? Secret Keeper, Pearl Strand.
Kooky Eyes.
If you have not subscribed.
Kooky Eyes. I drop down if you kiss my ass. There you go. I drop down if you kiss my ass.
Hey, Rihanna Benson. Places for the moms to surrender at birth. There is places for the moms to surrender at birth, but yeah, they let these moms have these babies. I don't always agree with PG, but on this, I agree 1,000,000%. Yanni said, yes, I have, Mom. Oh my G, that's so sad. You're right, Jinkies. You never know. Happen. Some children CPS. Yeah, they let this baby go home. This baby spent a month withdrawing. He's born a little premature, but He said a month withdrawing. I've talked to Candace and Donald. They said that Robin. Okay. Okay, y'all. Mods, if anybody attacks anybody or talks bad about anybody, get rid of them. I will not have fights started in my chat and time them out. I won't have fights started in my chat and I won't have fights started on my panel. Please make sure you time them out. I won't do it. I love y'all and I want you everybody in here, but there's not going to be. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. I've seen Robin talking to Dawn. I've seen her conversations. Robin showed me her conversations with Dawn. I've seen them. Um, and you know, I've seen it. I've taken care of drug withdrawal babies. It's sad, but also so hard to deal with as a caregiver.
Don,
I'm sorry,
Don,
God is watching.
Don and Candus, when you guys were calling for well health checks up there, when you seen Candus laid back, her tongue hanging out her mouth, her eyes rolling around, Don and Candus Wells use drugs. They use drugs that should not be around children at all. They are both, they are both intravenous drug users.
Yeah.
And that's because Dawn, that's not really
Thank you,
on
Dark
Candus.
Horse. Thank you.
It's not on Candus as much as Donald. Donald kind of pushes her to do stuff with him sometimes. Candus's main two things is alcohol and the goody good.
Right.
But Dawn has other habits that he wants to push off on other people sometimes. And that's not righteous. But the point being is, she does go along with it when she shouldn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, but what I'm saying is this type of drug shouldn't be in a home or around children, period.
Yeah.
And this is what you're putting these children back into. You're putting them back into this. Do you think that they will ever be able to I mean, they won't. Come on, people, for God's sake, for God's sake, open your eyes and see the truth. They went on Dr. Phil and he offered to send them to a place like a damn spa weekend, right? For treatment to get off their substance abuse and everything. And they said no. They turned it down. Right? They turned it down. Well, did you see the other people where he donated that particular money to, turning it down? No. Those people gladly snatched on and took the help. What I'm saying is, Don even spent extra time in jail, right? Because he doesn't want to get clean. Why are you fighting to put children back in a place where these people are not willing to do anything for themselves to help their children? They got to help themselves before they can help anyone else. And that's get rid of the drug problems, right? But nobody seems to care about this. Nobody seems to care about this. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think that the state will put you just never know about the state though. I mean, one minute you think that the state wouldn't, but I've seen them give, kids back to pretty rough parents before.
They're not giving them back. And Donna and Candus know it. They just want the money. They're used to living off the people now, and they want to keep living off of you. And hey, if you guys want to give them the money, go for it. I mean, you know what? I'm going to shut up about that altogether. I really am. If it's your money, if you have the money to give to the Wells instead of taking care of your own people, your family, your nieces and nephews, your sisters and brothers, your own children, and the people that love you, the ones that are around you, that are there for you, and you want to go be somewhere else for somebody else that in my book don't deserve it, but you want to do that, then go do it. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm done. I'm done trying to open everyone's eyes, to how much people
That's right,
out there,
guys watching.
to how much people out here are being used. But I'm not ever saying another word about it at all, period. I'm not saying nothing about it at all, period. I don't even care anymore. I don't care. That's your wallet. I don't even know why I gave a shit to begin with, to be honest with you. I don't care. Give them hell. Sell everything you got and hand it to them. I don't really give a fuck. Not my problem. Not my problem. I'm starting to understand that, God is letting me know some things just ain't my problem. Why I'm fighting for it, even I don't know.
I know, PG. I definitely know.
You can't do the best for other folks because they won't let you. So, man, I throw in the towel on that one.
Yeah.
I promise. I just do. Do what you please. When you can't pay your bills or you need something, I'm sure God's going to bring me back to you. God's going to bring back, well, if you'd have listened, you'd have had something for this day, but you didn't. So you don't. There you go.
Yeah.
For the ones that did listen, God bless.
Yeah. I believe so as well.
But
Hey,
I'm going
Pommy, mommy too. Pommy, mommy too.
I am going to keep Summer's name out there. I will keep Summer's name out there. And I will continue. I will continue to expose the Wells for what they fucking are. For exactly what they are. The shit fucking parents that they are. Every damn lie they have fucking told. Every game that they have played. Everything they have not done since day one for their daughter. Or their sons or anything else. You know what? Jenny Penny had to pay their child support. They didn't. Donald makes, $3,000 every couple of weeks working drywall. He makes damn good money. He's telling you guys he can't find work. No, he can find plenty of damn work. He's working plenty. But he is playing the game with you that I'm broke. I can't get this to get sucker you in. And he done it. He done it. What I gotta say? Did the Wells. Right there. I give him a hand. There you go. Good job, man. Good job. You just sucked these fuckers in and got your shit paid for you there, Donald. Good job, buddy. Right? That's what I got to say. There you go. There's a fucking full barn every minute. Right?
Yeah.
Every minute. There's one barn. And he just took one to the cleaners. There you go. And I'm laughing. Absolutely, I'm fucking laughing. They're good, man. Don and Candus Wells are damn good. Right?
Yeah.
They didn't go hungry, even though they lived on the street. They didn't go hungry. They know how to get theirs and get yours too. There you go. Right? They're saving their shit, spending yours.
That's Pommy
There you
Mommy too, Pommy Mom.
Don Wells pays 100. I think it's. I don't quote me on this, but he pays less than 300 a year. I know for a fact, less than 300 a year for taxes. How much taxes do you pay? He don't pay no rent every month. You do. He don't pay a house payment every month. You guys do. He don't pay freaking big high taxes for the schools all around the area and stuff, but you do. And he makes way damn more money than you're making. And so where's it going? But he'll take your money. He'll take your hard-earned money to pay his child support, right? Why? So they can support their habit. That's how bad their habit is they can't pay anything else because of their habit, right? So you better think about that. And you want to stick these children back into it? Ha, whatever. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, they're not my kids. They're not my kids, right? I take care of mine. I take care. My kids sleep on clean sheets. They get 3 meals a day and all kinds of snacks. They mother freaking have a nice life. They wear new clothes, not hand-me-down fucking used up ones. You know? We ain't got a lot, but what we do, hey, I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for. But you know, the Wells kids didn't get that good life. They didn't get that good, clean, corner to corner, beautiful life, right? No. I mean, I am so shocked to see that people want these children to go back into a hellhole where the parents can't even support, can't even afford to pay child support. Right? How the hell they can't support their kids' child support? How the hell are they going to support them once they get them back? Are you going to keep feeding them for them? Right? There you go. I mean,
yeah.
What are these kids going to do when we're all gone? What are they going to do when we are all gone?
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be out here forever.
Yeah. They'll ultimately end up back home one way or another.
You know. And when I hear that one of them ain't even wanting to go back, possibly a couple of them, man, it's horrible. Mm. It's horrible. You're trying to put children back where they don't even want to go. Mm-hmm. That's, you're turning on those children. You're turning on them for the parents. Mm-hmm. And that's sad. That's absolutely sad.
Yeah.
I thought these kids were the victims. I thought Summer was the victim. I thought these children were the victims, but no, I must be mistaken. The Wells are the victims, right? The Wells are supposedly the victims now. Yeah, right. I'm starting to actually get the humor. What I used to be pissed off at Donald for when he called me and laugh, and I was just like appalled by it. I'm actually starting to get the damn humor now. Wow. Didn't think that would ever happen. Oh, well. Right?
It's wild. It is for sure. Definitely for sure.
I think we could get on a better subject. Up here, Jinkies. To be honest, I'd like to turn this subject around to something a little better. So tell me, Jinkies, do tell, are you still seeing Chili Billy? Come on, let's get this party started. Do tell.
Hey, Jay.
You don't have to tell me. I already know.
Yeah, we see each other.
I could tell on your face, girl. You in love.
We see each other, PG.
Like I'm not denying that, PG.
PJ.
I put her on the spot and she even got her camera down. Right? She turned it all red.
Nah. Yeah, we see each other and talk still and stuff.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is blooming, right? I got her going. I got her going.
He's a very sweet person, PG.
Yeah, he seems like it. He seems really, really likable.
Thank you,
Beautiful little
Rihanna.
girl. He's got a beautiful daughter, right?
Oh, his baby girl is so sweet.
Had she been around your son yet? I mean, do they know each other yet?
They've they went to the trampoline park this last weekend.
Oh, great. They get along good then.
I went to the Sam's Club and he was down in Johnson City and we went to the trampoline park.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
Yeah.
sweet. So did the kids play good together and stuff?
Well, he's 14 and she's 6, so
Well,
he just
it,
kind of he does his own thing.
I'm gonna tell you something. Little kids like that, they can sure get on teenagers' nerves, right?
No, she's an awesome little kid. Oh my gosh, she's an
She is.
amazing
She's
little kid.
beautiful.
Yeah,
She is absolutely amazing. It was great seeing her
yeah.
at the Christmas vigil for Summer and the other missing kids. You know, that was beautiful.
He is, Kim. He is. Tammy. But yeah,
Oh,
we're still going through a divorce, so
Chillbilly wasn't backing down, was he? Mm-mm. I say that about him. He was fighting for you, girl.
oh
He was
Lord,
fighting for you. Right?
he's a very nice person. Always late. He's a very nice person. I'm still going through divorce, and it's been a little bit rough, but you know.
And she's been checking up on that divorce more than the Wells have been checking
Hey,
up
he
on
filed, PG.
what's
He's the
going
one
on
that
with
filed.
daughter. He's putting up a fight.
No, he filed for the divorce. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow. That was unexpected.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Well, girl, of course you are. You got backup.
PG, you're funny.
You know what they say? ain't no ain't no better way to get over one than find another. And that is truth. Trust me, it eases the pain.
No, he's never been married before. God is watching us. I'm married still. He's never been married before. I'm married still, but we're going through a divorce. And that's why me and Chibili are just seeing each other. We're not. We're seeing each other. Like meeting at
Wow.
parks and stuff like that.
You might get that I do out of
No. Oh my Lord. One day at a time, Tammy. That's right. One damn day at a time.
Sounds to me like he's already saying I do,
No,
I do, I
I'm going
do.
through a divorce. God is watching us.
Yeah,
One damn day at a time.
Hillbilly ain't never been married yet.
He's never been married.
This gonna be his first
Exactly the
time.
same age. He's actually a month younger than me. Thank you, Wendy. um, yeah, one day at a time. And yeah, but Chibily's a very sweet person.
Yeah,
Very
he is.
sweet.
And he seems to care. He seems to care.
Oh yeah, yeah, very nice person. We have a lot in common. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Yanni.
After my first divorce, I started my new life right away. Life's too short. It is. Life is too short. And,
Yeah,
you have to,
yeah,
you have to do, what you want to do in this life. I mean, if you're comfortable being alone
mm-hmm,
and, and you feel like you need that space,
mm-hmm.
then, I say absolutely don't let people push you into the dating scene and all this stuff. I mean, you got to, but if you're ready to venture out there and, you know, fly out of one nest into another, I say go for it. I mean, it's what you want. Each person is different. Everybody's different. Um, it took me a long time. It took me a long time to because I liked that wide open space. I liked my space. I liked my life. You know, I liked that freedom for a while, right? And I'm in another relationship now, but I'm not like I'm not moving him in with me, or anything. I think that I still like my space a little bit right now, right?
Oh yeah,
And
um
and it takes a while to get to know someone. It really does.
yeah.
I mean, I don't even
Thank you
think
for me, for me, mommy, mommy too.
I don't even think I've seen my
Thank
guy
you,
at his worst
Victoria.
yet. You know,
Um,
I mean, you like to see him pissed off before you marry him.
yeah, 7 Up. um, I'm married woman that loves
Oh, she
listens to
says I'm single
yeah,
for 9 years
so.
now.
Oh,
It was
that's
so
awesome,
funny
Amy. Thank you.
that I just can't.
That is such a mess.
Um,
Thank you all. Um, but I understand where you're coming from on that one, PG. I honestly, my mind is like a whirlwind right now. I've got so much going on.
hmm
Um, I'm trying, and you know what? I keep taking on more stuff, and I don't know why I'm doing that to myself. I've got this new job. I enrolled in school. I have this YouTube channel, and I want to keep it up because I love the. I love this is my family over here.
right.
You guys are my family, and I got to keep up with my family here. Um, I've got the restaurant. I've got, I'm a mother. Um, I'm a wife, not for long. Um, and um, it takes 90 days to get a divorce in the state of Kentucky. And he's been filed for 2 weeks now. We're counting down. um, but I
How
just,
you doing, USA
it's a
girl?
lot of, a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot being a mother, especially by yourself, because right now Logan's got a little bit of a cough and he's not been feeling good. And that's not, I've got to go to the restaurant tomorrow. Logan's got school. Um, it's just me. I don't have anybody living around me that'll let him stay at their house. Um, it's just me. Daisy lives 2 hours away from me almost. And I really don't have anybody. So I'm gonna take Logan to urgent care, go cook, which I think it's just his allergies. Go cook. Got to do some schoolwork when I get home. Got to go an hour away to get a drug test for my new job. Um, and then the next day I've got to go 3 hours away to get fingerprinted for my new job. So my hands are pretty full, to say the least. So my brain is like a whirlwind right now. I don't know what from one thing to the next I'm doing. So, but it's not like I've not did it all by myself all these years anyway. So,
My husband, my one and only husband,
hmm
passed away. Yes.
hmm
Yes. My one and only husband. Yes, he passed away.
I'm
Cancer
sorry.
took him out.
Yeah.
And no, you're not ready after watching things like that. You're not ready
No.
to. And I went through a lot because, I
You
lost,
have been, Yanni. Yes. Yes, PG. That's horrible.
right?
You
And I
know, how
lost
long
my
was you
dad, I
married?
lost my mom, I lost my husband. I mean, I went through a lot, I went through a
I
whole
can
lot
imagine.
um, before he passed away. So,
Yeah.
it's like a lot went on. And we even lost his mother um, right before him. So
Oh, wow.
it was really overwhelming, to say the least. So
Yeah. I lost my mom when I was 35, and it feels like I'm an orphan. I feel like I'm so alone. I have nobody. Um, I cling to Daisy quite a bit, even though her and I fight quite a bit.
well,
um, but yeah, I'm sorry you lost your parents and your husband and everything, PG.
hmm
Let them babies to take care of by yourself. That's hard. It's very hard. It's very hard being a parent by yourself. It's very hard.
our youngest son was um, 5 years old when his dad passed away.
Wow. Wow. And that's got to be hard.
Right.
Yeah. You got to explain that to them babies. But you just got to get up and do it every day. You can't quit. If you quit,
No,
you
no,
can't quit.
you can't. Regardless, you got to throw it behind you and
We
move
are,
forward.
y'all. Big
You
crazy
know,
family.
you got people that need you. You ain't got time to sit down. You ain't got
Sorry,
time to
baby.
sit down and cry. You ain't got time to do anything. If you don't stay strong, you can't keep everyone around you strong. They're watching
Yeah.
you. They're watching
Yeah.
you, and you just don't have no time for it. You've got to, you know, show them how you want them to act when you're no longer there.
Yeah.
You got to teach them that when they lose people in this world, those people go into the place where they're fighting to get anyway, and one day you'll be together anyhow. So you have to keep moving forward. They're the one that passed away, not you. You got to keep living. You got to keep taking care of business. Um,
Yeah.
or you'll be eating out of a trash can in an alley somewhere.
And your
You
kids will be too.
exactly. You ain't got
It's,
time for
it's
that.
some days it's everything I got just to keep going.
Right.
I don't tell a lot of people my problems, and sometimes I just want to run away. But what's going to happen if I quit? If I quit, my child's going to end up living in some slum,
Right.
and
Mhm.
I lose everything I got,
You got to keep
everything
moving
I've
forward.
worked hard for. My
Amen.
child will live in a slum,
Mm-hmm.
but some days I don't feel like I have the strength to go on. Today was one of them.
Well, call me up. I'll give you a boot in the ass.
I know you would, PG. But no matter what, the Lord always provides. It feels like, one way or another, He always provides. He sends the blessing when I least expect it. So, just gonna keep my head up.
Hey, girl,
Trust
when
the
you're
Lord.
out
He's my
there,
shepherd.
and you're
Yeah,
at that job and you're out there doing the fingerprinting and you're out there doing all these things,
yeah,
you're getting your focus off all your problems and you're talking to good people, right? You're laughing, you're enjoying life, you're doing what you need to do, possibly what you want to do in life, and you're having a great time. I mean,
yeah,
you know, the biggest thing is you're doing exactly what you need to do. you're you got the you're getting yourself you're making yourself a lifeline of people. You're connecting, you're out there and you're connecting to all of these people that and those when you connect to people, what you do is you connect to support, right?
yeah.
And that and that's and you'll find that you'll find that, hey, I did never know there was this much, connection and support in the world, because, you have kind of, you been in that entrapment of a life for a while. You've been in that married life where you go to work, you come home, you got your husband, and you really wasn't, didn't have that connection and network of people like you do now.
Yeah.
And sometimes that kind of life can start to feel like a prison,
Hi,
um
Diane.
in between them walls for all
Yeah,
those years, just
yeah.
feeling like you really had nobody anyway, right? Even in the marriage
Oh,
and everything,
yes. And
you
I
felt
told
like
him, I said, he's like, why are you doing this to us? And I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Why did you? I said, you left me way before I left you. Um, and I think he agrees the same on that. Um, I'm not gonna hurt him. I don't really have hard feelings towards him. I just feel like that it's time to move on. To
both of you were really beautiful people. You just drifted apart.
we had nothing in common. We've had nothing in common from the get go, other than Logan. We have nothing in common. We never had nothing in common. He could just and it never we never jive like that. I mean, from the get go. Um,
You were more outgoing and he
yeah,
was
and
more
he's
conservative.
yeah, yeah. He's definitely
A
and we have
homebody.
nothing in common. We've never had anything in common. Um and
You like to socialize. I took note of that.
yeah, I'm a
And
social butterfly.
and he's not
And
and he's not really
I
social.
can be a little shy sometimes. I'm a little self-conscious and shy. Um, but I feel like I've been tore down to that point.
Can
I've
I
got to get my confidence back.
can I ask when? Girl, ever since I see you out here, you 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 have been talkative. I would say that Mrs. Daisy's more shy.
Yeah,
You're like the life of the party.
I can be.
You're you're all wired up.
Well, that's what you get for going over on Daisy's channel and leaving me.
Oh, is Daisy on?
Listen, what Ronald put. Read, PG, read.
I
That's
was
what he
timed
gets for
out.
leaving me and going to Daisy.
I was timed out at Daisy's for telling the truth about Don and Candus being the main. Yeah, you're only going to get away with that, Ronald, on channels that see your point of view. Now, you can say that on our channel all day long because I personally agree with you 100%. Matter of fact, I know that's why they're not getting the boys back. It's because they are
I'm
suspects
sorry,
and they
Pearl.
can't return the kids as long as as long as Don and Candace
Wow.
Wells have not been cleared as suspects. They definitely ain't getting no other kids up there. No children are allowed on that hill right now. None. Matter of fact, Robin got Child Protective Services called on her for that very picture that you pulled up because her child was around the wells and no children are supposed to be around them. So you tell me.
I see where Jonathan Lee Richards did that.
And I know for a fact that the one lady that was going up there took her granddaughter up there with her, and well, her daughter, her own family told her that they didn't want her daughter, the
Melanie,
mother,
there you are.
the mother of the
I
little
just
girl,
sewed your blanket, Melanie.
the
But you
mother of the
made
little
me.
girl said she didn't want her up there. So, and Child Protective Services did step in and they told the old lady that if she brought another grandkid up there, that they would end up take custody of it.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to have any children around the wells at all. And people want to return these boys. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the Wells absolutely know this. They absolutely know it. Donald goes to court here in a couple of days. Might get put in jail. They might actually be getting put in jail.
Wow.
Or they would have been if it's for lack of child support. But Jenny
Let me
Penny
ask you
took
a
care of
question,
that.
PG. Did you say that your boyfriend didn't he propose to you on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, he gave me a ring. Absolutely.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
So did you said yes, didn't he?
absolutely. I mean, you should have
That's
seen the
awesome.
ring. How could I turn that down? No, I'm kidding.
For real. You should
No.
see my wedding ring. It was about the ugliest little piece of Walmart crap ever.
And you still said I do.
I was
Yeah.
pregnant. No, I was. Well, yeah, I think no, I wasn't. Maybe I got pregnant and lost a baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The guy I'm with right now, he's well educated. He's well educated. He's got plenty of degrees as well. Um, and you know, we get along great. I mean,
That's awesome.
he's crazy and fun, and I'm crazy and fun, and it's just it works. It works. But
Yeah.
we also give each other space as well. We're not trying to suck up each other's air, um, or anything like that. We're one day at a time. That's true.
Yeah.
See where it goes. Like I said, I haven't even seen him pissed off yet. I mean, I don't even know how, he would act if, I haven't seen him go ballistic. So I don't know. Um, I don't know. He,
Gonna piss
you
him
know,
off a little bit, I guess, huh?
he seen me go ballistic. Not on him, but on someone else. And all he thought was it was funny. I'm like, I don't know why the hell people always find it to be funny,
Yeah.
but he thought it was just freaking hilarious. And I was seriously mad. I was upset. But it is what it is. But I
It
haven't got
really is.
a glimpse of him, of his temper. And I ain't marrying nobody unless I see their temper. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh
he
yeah.
already knows what he's getting into.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no surprises there. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely you got to get to know each other for you marry each other. Um Me and my ex, we I got pregnant 2 months after I met him, and I'd never been pregnant before, and I lost the baby, and it put me in such a deep depression. I didn't want him to leave me. Um, and before I knew it, he's moved in with me. So, and then, we ended up getting married. We had a wedding. Next week's our anniversary.
Wow.
15 years. I've been with him 16, but next week's our anniversary. And it's been 15 years.
Right.
And um, yeah.
Well, I think if you're gonna lose them, that's the best way to do it. Because at least they're still breathing, right? And
Yeah.
you can get child support out of them.
I get
Um,
that. um,
I
you know,
I had to tell child support if there's a phone in heaven, get my old man on the line.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Man, he took he took the real easy way out, right? The
He
best
sure
way.
did.
He he's
Hey,
he's,
Pamela.
he's living a great life right now. Right?
Yes.
He's got the life of Riley. And I'm
U.S.
still,
girl, it was the 16th of next,
me and the kids
of
are
the next,
still here.
it's the 16th. I was, I was, I was, it would have been, let me show you a picture. I'm going to show y'all a picture of me on my wedding day. Hold on, I want to show y'all. Let me see if I can find it here. Let's see. Um, Maybe that's to make a post. Hold on.
Lisa said, PG, when we leave a man, they come crawling back. Yeah, yeah.
Ugh,
I had boyfriends before I got with my husband and got married. I like everybody, I had a few boyfriends, and
I've had so many.
you're absolutely right. Some of them were like stalkers, right? I mean, wow, you had to, you couldn't
I
chase them.
had so many before I got married. I was 32 when I got married.
I'm going to tell you what, Jinkies. Um, I had some ex-boyfriends, and I promise you, during the duration of my marriage and even after my marriage, these boyfriends would pop up. They would actually show up and just out of the blue, show up, knocking on the door, um, seeing how you were doing, wanting to
Yeah,
talk. It was weird. And
yeah,
even after my husband passed away, I had a few knocking at the door. They were knocking at the door. Um, one I answered for, I answered the door for, and a couple I didn't. I was like, oh hell no. I just ain't even answering, I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. And I packed my shit up and I moved. I packed
I
my
want to show
shit
y'all on
and I
my wedding day. Let me see. I want to show you a picture. Let's see. That was us on our wedding day.
oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, you look so happy.
Uh, that was okay.
That's your preacher.
That was the preacher that married us. Yeah. It was
You
a
guys made it.
Valentine's Day wedding. We couldn't have it on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Oh,
I love
let
your
me
dress.
quick.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was me on my wedding day. Hold on, I'll
Wow,
show you another picture.
you guys made a beautiful couple.
We had nothing in common. We have nothing in common still. That's the problem. We have nothing in common.
Well, you must have loved. You must have loved each other. I mean, at some point, you had to really loved each other, or you wouldn't have lasted 15 years if there wasn't some love there. You had something in common.
Mm, I don't know. I love the fact of being married, but after a while, uh, it's hard to say. I always fantasize about the marriage and the children and raising up a family and
I seen some pictures where you guys were dressed up for Halloween and stuff. I mean,
yeah.
you know, you guys
Yeah.
really, seem to, to like, you guys really seem to like the holidays, and it seemed like you guys enjoyed the holidays and everything together, you know.
Uh,
Um,
Here's another picture of me on my wedding day. We was we just didn't get along. I mean, we did a little bit. That's me on my wedding day.
oh,
I don't know where all the pictures went that of the wedding day that I had, but
you look beautiful with dark hair. You absolutely look
I was.
beautiful.
That's what I had. That's my natural hair.
You have beautiful
Um,
hair.
that's my natural hair color.
It was
Um,
gorgeous.
Thank you. This is what I looked like when I was fairly young. It's pretty young here. Look how dark my hair was in this. Um, it's pretty young right here. I think I might have been 19 in this picture.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
you did. You had beautiful hair. Why'd you dye it?
I like the blonde.
Oh, I like your dark hair. Your dark hair is so
Oh, I love
pretty.
the blonde.
Wow.
Um,
Your hair was was almost, like Snow White. It was really, it wasn't black, but it was really dark.
I
It really suited you. It suited your face. I mean, it made you look so young.
This is a picture of me before I dyed it. Right before I dyed it the last time. And I didn't look too young. Um, I think I kind of got washed. It washed me out a little bit. I don't like this picture. I'm not gonna put it out there. No, maybe not. Put that picture out there.
Don't worry, we all got pictures like that. Right? I do. I
But I
love
used
her
to not
dark
have to
hair.
do anything with it. I used to just wake up and it'd be
I mean,
beautiful long.
you're pretty blonde too. You're pretty blonde. I
Thank
mean,
you.
you know, your blonde hair is pretty as well. I just love that dark hair. You really, really, the dark hair seemed to just set you off or something. It was gorgeous.
Thank you. I just I I just like the blonde now that I'm a little older. They say blondes have more fun too, PG. And I
Yeah.
agree.
I'm going to tell you, I don't know about that. Blondes sometimes have a lot of bad
Thank you, Fishing with
happening
Brian.
in their lives too.
Thank you guys for your kind words. They say, hey, listen, I've had more fun with blonde hair. I didn't have any fun when I was brown headed, but not a lot. But yeah, marriage is something that I didn't leave my marriage just on a whim. My marriage was ending for years now. Um, this isn't something that I did on a whim. This is something that
Been a
was,
long time coming.
it had been. This is something um, that was a long time coming. And I didn't have the courage to leave it, if that makes any sense. You see, right now I'm sitting here by myself in this world. I really have nobody to rely on or depend on. I have Daisy. That's about it. Uh,
And Tammy says, "Wow, Jinkies, we could have been sisters. I will have to show you. We look alike. I've had dark hair too."
oh, that's awesome. You have to show me, Tammy. But yeah, I've got Daisy, but I really don't have anybody else in this world, so I'm kind of alone. So, um,
Oh,
I
you got
kind
Hillbilly.
yeah, he's a very sweet person. I talk to him every day. Every day. Um, he's a very sweet person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Seeker keeper. She's got God and Jesus.
Oh, of
We've
course,
always got
yes.
them. You ain't got them, you got no one anyway.
Yes, there's without a doubt I've always had, God and Jesus, of course.
Absolutely.
And I always keep them very dear to my heart. And yes, I've got you guys. Like I was saying earlier, I posted a meme on Facebook. Now listen, y'all. I posted a meme on Facebook and oh, I've got to show it to y'all.
What
It,
happened to the lady that was staying with you on Jinkies?
I'm not nobody stays with me.
The one that was in a bad relationship?
Miss Chewy, she only stayed all
Yeah.
night.
Oh, she went back to that man?
She only stayed all night that night. She was just wanting to get a little fresh air.
Yeah. I don't blame her.
Yeah.
If I was her, I'd got a whole lot of fresh air.
Yeah.
Like forever fresh air, right?
But let me show you all this and I look down on the list of people. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you all this. Uh I put I put this out there on my Facebook and every one of my YouTube people liked it or commented on it. Because they know. Says when your relationship fails, don't just blame him, sweetie. It takes two. Him and his mother, period. Because it's not you, sis.
That
I
is
love it. I
girl,
love it.
that is
I
funny as
would show
hell.
y'all my YouTubers that commented, but that's their personal accounts. And I don't want to show that. But
I
I
like
thought
it.
that was perfect, y'all. Perfect.
Yeah,
But my YouTube people get it. You know what I mean? Or
you
like when
know,
I posted the chickens on Daisy's Crime Critters, everybody knows what we was talking about when we posted the chickens.
I
You know?
really, I really loved my husband's mom. I mean, she was. I really liked her. I got along with her. I got along with her really good. Um, you know, sometimes sometimes better than my own mother because my own mother would fight me right out here and there. Real moms
Yeah.
are bossy. They're bossy. But I really liked her, but she did show a little partiality between, two of my sons, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
She took more favor to the one that looked like her son than, the one that looked more like my family. And I didn't care for that a lot, but it is what it is. But other than that, I really, I really had no issues with her ever.
Well, you're lucky. Well, my mother in law, I mean, she was like a wolf in sheep's clothing to me. I mean, I know every time my back was turned, she was talking bad about me, talking down about me. And I did everything I could possibly do. I did everything. I was a good daughter in law. I made sure I went over and above and beyond. At one time, when I was making a lot of money at the restaurant and I was doing so well, my mother-in-law, she's on a budget and fixed income. I would just go randomly put like $50 in her checking account just so she'd have some money and stuff. I would give her money to get her car fixed. I I told her to go and get money and go buy her. She wanted a gun. I told her to go buy a gun. I didn't expect that she was going to take as much money as she did, but I mean, last year she had COVID and the flu at the same time. She's 71 years old, and she had COVID, and it about took her out. She was at my house with me. I had the flu too, but I didn't have COVID. I couldn't even barely breathe. My chest was so sore, and it was so full of mucus and stuff. And I should have been in the hospital myself, but I was out there taking her at the hospital, and because she had COVID, they wouldn't let me come in with her. I had to sit out in the middle of February. No, it was March, in my car with the full blown flu, sick as a dog. Her kids, they wasn't doing any of it. Her kids was not there. It was just me, and I had to sit out there and wait for her. I fought for her because the hospital wasn't taking good care of her. So I went in there and I, because I'm very good about speaking, I can get my point across, and I use a little bit of, yeah. Um, I can be a Karen if I want to be. Um, and after it was all said and done,
She said you could be a Karen. Ah,
I
Karen.
can be. After it was all said and done, all I got out of it is my family can't stand you.
What?
You know. So yeah,
Well, that feeling's mutual.
it really wasn't at the time because I loved her like she's my mom. I literally loved this woman like she was my mother, and it broke my heart. I cried my eyes out. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, because I really thought that she loved me that same, and she didn't.
Wow.
And
Yeah, that's the hardest. That's the hardest, right? That's
yeah,
the hardest when you find out, you know, that what you thought was a two-way street was only one way.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm no angel. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an angel, guys. But I've never hurt people on purpose. And I would never hurt anybody on purpose. Um, that's why I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And I try to put
You
myself
are
in
a
everybody's
peacemaker.
position.
You definitely are a peacemaker. You are. I knew that about you early on. I you know I even told I even told Daisy I think that you was a peacemaker, not a troublemaker, but a peacemaker.
Yeah, I
Um,
just don't like the fighting. Fighting is not,
right,
you know, me and Daisy
exactly.
will fight now. Don't get me wrong. She pushes them buttons and she knows how. She's a master at pushing my buttons, y'all.
I love Miss Daisy. I absolutely. she, you know, she she definitely she reminds me, um, when I was young, when I was, a kid, we used to go. Like my parents had tons of people they knew, right? Like
Yeah,
tons of people they knew, and during that time, it wasn't like now where all the doors are shut and, and nobody visiting or anything. I mean, in the hills, it wasn't that way. I mean, in the city, it got to be
uh,
that way long before it was in the hills, right?
yeah,
And so in the hills, you were still, they were still, meeting. There's always the still meet and greets and everything at the churches. And I mean, Sundays, there was tons of people at the church. Wednesday evenings, there was tons of people at the church. I mean, it, the hills is actually, God's country down there.
yeah,
And these people, I mean, they are like super sweet people. You invite them out to dinner, they're inviting you to dinner. Um, and there's so many ladies that, my mom used to talk with and stuff, and they were just like Miss Daisy. Um,
yeah,
just, talkative and just that I think that's why, I I really like her because she's real down home folk,
uh-huh.
she really is. She's family, right? She's family. she just cracks me up. She absolutely cracks me up.
Well, her and I don't always agree on the same subject. Um, for sure. Um, I don't believe in I we just don't. We don't believe in the same subjects
Well,
anyway.
you and Daisy going to fight because you're sisters. I mean, what sisters
Yeah,
don't fight, right? I
yeah,
mean, I don't fight with my sister because, like, my sister's way older than me, right? Like, like, we're, I mean, she was a big old teenager when I come along. So, she was more like a motherly figure than a sister to me. So, how can you fight with that? Right? I don't even get to fight with her. But I got a couple of brothers now.
hmm,
Yeah, we give each other hell, right?
yeah,
It, it's just what can you do? But if
yeah,
you touch one of them, and you're going to get hell.
yeah,
It's just the way it is. This is called family. Where we come from, that's we could stomp the hell out of you, but nobody else can, right?
yeah. And that's the way it is. It is. Um, with me and her. Uh, we're all we got. So I mean, I've got other sisters. Um, but my oldest sister is a little bit more older than me and Daisy. And, she is, I don't know, she's more in her own world. She don't really get with between me and Daisy or anything. And then I've got another older sister, and she lives in Michigan. So, and then I have a sister that died. And then I got two brothers. I'm the youngest of all the kids, 7 kids. But Daisy called herself a bastard yesterday. Candus said, "You're not a bastard." Yes, Daisy, you are a bastard. I'm telling you what. But you know what, though? It's all good. It's all good, guys. It's all good. I've loved this chat tonight. It's been a good night. Yeah. That's Coffee Mama coming here and it's
Ronald
like, "Let's
cracks me
party,
up.
Jinkies." Hey, Violet.
Ronald,
Hash brown
Ronald,
don't talk about the
Ronald,
whales.
Ronald, are
Although
you
we
still
you
butthurt you got
really
kicked?
appreciate if you are a general or on their side. Ronald went over. He went over and cheated on us, PJ, and then he got
Yeah.
kicked out. Did you get the
Ronald,
cheating on us,
Ronald,
Ronald?
you know what the military does with turncoats. He's over there like a general. That's funny as hell.
I know he is the general. Oh,
Poor
thank you,
Ronald.
Melanie. I can be ornery, y'all. I can honestly be ornery. I'm no angel, but I try to be a good person.
Hash browns every time I see Ronald over the past week, he's been kicked. That's hilarious.
Y'all, this has been a good live, but I think I'm going to head to bed.
Hey, girl, I'm going to get off here along with you.
I got to go do so much tomorrow morning.
I think, Ronald, Ronald,
Got my
I'm
back
gonna,
scratcher, y'all, and I
I'm
use this
gonna,
bad boy for everything.
I'm gonna
I
take it
scratch
from
my
Ronald to
head
steer
with it,
clear.
scratch my feet.
If
Y'all got
Ronald
one
got,
of these?
oh yeah,
I
everybody
love
has
it.
one of those. I think we all do. I got a pretty one. I got one. It's made out of plastic. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's the prettiest color of blue. It is beautiful. My daughter's got a pink one. I got a blue one. But yeah, I'm going to tell you, especially if you get put into a cast, right? Like if you end
Oh,
up with a leg
yeah.
cast or a arm cast, man, you have to have one of those.
When I get my farmer's
Definitely.
tan in the summertime and I can't itch my back, I just get this out and I'll be like going crazy with it.
Do you burn before you tan?
Not necessarily. I get naturally tanned easily. I can sit out in the sun tomorrow and I'll be brown as I could be.
You know, like I actually have, the the Indian skin, it's always like leather.
Oh,
It's
thank you,
is like
Speeda.
brown as leather. But um my daughter on the other hand,
But
every time in the summertime, we go swimming or whatever, she always burns before she'll tan. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't understand that. I'm like, I don't know.
I do get a little bit of a burn on my back because
She
it's
has to
like the
blame the
lightest part of
battery.
my body, but I don't really burn anywhere else.
Hash brown Jack Daniels makes everything better. Yeah, so does Southern Comfort.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Now Ronald will know better to go and cheat on us, won't he, PG?
Right.
He knows where his
Hey,
wrench lays.
PG ain't ever. I'm not ever showing anybody my face or anything else. Let me tell you something. I have had so many threats against my children. These motherfreakers don't even just threaten me. I mean, they come in my behind in my chat and actually threaten my children.
They do.
This is
It's
some
bad.
shit, crazy, off the wall, violent people. Even
Yeah,
Don
there's a lot
Wells
out
called
there.
me up threatening one of my sons
I
before.
will, Gaia. I
And
definitely will.
I have the, I have that on recording where he called up and threatened my son.
Who
So
did that?
Don Wells did
Did he?
threaten my son. Yes, he did.
Oh gosh.
Yes, he did. So, no, I will not come out. I'm sorry. Not ever.
Yes. Y'all, I slid down in my chair a little bit further.
I'm gonna keep my sexy little ass where it's at, right?
Yeah.
no, you know, I might stop by and visit with Daisy.
Night huntress.
I might stop by next time I'm out traveling. I may stop by Daisy's house and visit up with her. But
You
that's
just want to see them
that's
cows,
about it.
don't you, PG?
No, I want to see her. I really want to see. I really want to hug Daisy. I really do. I love that woman. I absolutely love her. You know, there's like nothing
Oh,
she could do
Texas
in the
first
world.
person. I love her.
Daisy knows what Daisy knows what she's doing. Trust me, she knows what she's doing, and I know that. I respect that, and you know, and I love her. I mean, I don't care how much how much
I'll tell him, Lori P.
you know she
Night, Wendy.
no matter how much she takes up for the Wells, no matter how much Daisy takes up for the Wells or loves the Wells or you know sympathizes with the Wells, me and Daisy will always be friends. Daisy can do whatever Daisy wants to do. She will not piss PG off. Absolutely not.
I'm going to be quite honest with you. I
Me
think
and
there's an
Daisy buried a hatchet and it's buried. Trust and believe that. That
I think
woman's
there's an
family.
agenda with a lot of the creators that's talking to them right now.
Her and Jinkies are my family. They are
Yes.
seriously family. These two women, they are my sisters. We all come from, you know, God's country. God's
Yes.
country, we stick
We're
together.
sisters from other misters.
Amen. Amen. Absolutely. So,
It's
you
true,
know,
though.
if,
Honestly,
if the
I
Wells
spend more
think,
time with you guys than I do the people in my life, my personal
mhm,
life.
if the Wells think they're going to get me and Daisy, Jinkies, and us fighting, oh hell no, that isn't going to happen. Hell no, we're not.
Daisy's
We're
Daisy.
not going to fight.
I'm not buddying up with anybody. I could care less if they come on my panel or not. Um, but because I have my opinion, I
And
don't.
and right, and we all agree to
Yeah,
disagree. We all agree to hug at the end of the night. We're going to
yeah,
hug it out, and you know what? We're going to love each other. We're going to love each other just as much as we loved each other before.
yeah,
You know, that's just the way it is. I mean, some
yeah.
of us out here know how to do that now. Some of us out here actually know, how important it is to stay bonded together through hell and high water.
And I think we all got the same agenda. We want
Exactly. And at the
peace.
end of the day, every last one of us are for Summer.
Yeah,
Every last one of us are for this little 5-year-old missing child.
that's
And
true.
nothing
It's
more,
very true.
nothing less. No matter
Yeah.
how we go about getting our information, Summer is our topic. And bringing her home is our gold.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Miss Daisy, she's a good-hearted lady, good-hearted, and and
I
Jinkies
do
is
let people
sensitive.
speak as long as there's no attacking. I like to people let the people talk and say what's on their mind, but as long as there's no attacking anybody in a bully nature. I don't like that. I don't like
Well,
attack. You know.
I usually don't attack someone until I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
Like,
but choose
you
being
know,
provoked. If you're
I
provoked,
counter I
yeah.
usually counter comments. If I'm on someone's panel, I usually the first thing I see them say nasty, I let it go and turn the other cheek. And the second thing, I let it go and I turn the. But you know what? After that, God don't say. We're supposed to only turn the cheek once. I
Yeah.
actually give them. I actually let them slap both sides, and then it's on. At that point, you're just pushing it. What you're
Hmm.
doing is you think that I'm on panel. I have to be all respectful,
I'm the same way,
and they can sit
BG.
down there and just be cruel as hell to someone, and that's not righteous. That you're taking advantage of a situation, and then when they get called out, they go crawling away somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It's and I mean, I don't. If someone's on my panel and someone's in my chat picking at them and picking at them, and they call them out for it, hey, you know, everybody better be wearing their big girl panties and their shit kickers because there it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It is what it is. I mean, if you want to, you can't pick on people and expect them not to respond because at some
Right.
point they're going to, right?
Right.
Everybody has feelings, and that stuff gets to them. You know,
Yeah.
even though you know it's more to do with them than it ever had to do with you, but still, you're the one they're projecting their anger and their hatred upon, and it's not right. You shouldn't
Yeah.
have to put up with that. It's wrong.
I agree.
And that's one of the things, and I think it pisses me off the most because the Wells laughed with me so many times about, they they really found it hilarious when the people were hating all on one another instead of on them.
Yeah.
And they thought that was just freaking hilarious. And that's the one thing that I'm not going to give them the pleasure of ever again. I'm not hating on other people, you know, over the wells. They're
Yeah.
not worth it. They're not. I don't care if the person's taken up for them, not taken up for them. It doesn't matter unless that person theirself gives me reason to dislike them. I'm not going to.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to dislike them. I'm not going to dislike them over the wells.
Yeah.
You know, it's they get too much pleasure out of it, and I will not give them that pleasure. I know because they called me constantly, thinking it was the most hilarious damn thing that all of these people were going at each other instead of at them, the very ones, you know,
Yeah.
what they're saying is we're the coppers, but we got everybody else fighting each other instead of looking at us. And that's one of their techniques to keep the focus off of them and keep the bullshit running between all of you. If they could keep all of us fighting and the focus, off of them, they're going to do it. I'm not going to let that happen no more. The focus is on them and it's going to stay on them. Just like I brought the focus, Summer got put in the dark and we pulled her back to the light. It took us a long time to get the focus back on Summer instead of everything else, right? But
Yeah.
we did. We got it done now. And now we got the focus on them and we're going to keep it on them. And I'm not fighting with anybody
Yeah.
about, over or about them two morons. They,
Yeah.
they are not worth it to me.
They are not.
Absolutely not. And they will not get a fucking laugh where I'm concerned. They could just stick it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
I better
sorry to
jump
see,
off this thing and go get myself in the bed.
I'm sorry to see that somebody, got took to the cleaners to pay their child support. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think in time that person's going to see their big mistake in doing that.
Which mind don't like you, God is with us, is watching us. Which one kicked you off? I agree with PG. That was so
I don't know who kicked on Ronald, but he got kicked.
Ronald was up our cheating.
Yeah, that's what you get for cheating on us. All right.
You're shooting on the cool people.
Yeah. you, you stick with me and Jinkies. Crack me up. Hey, Jinkies, I appreciate you letting me up here tonight, girl. God bless.
Yeah, thanks for coming up and hanging out with me, PG.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad I came here. I was
I'm
down in
glad
the
you did
dumps.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. God bless. Good night, girl.
Good night, PG. Good night, everyone. I'm going to jump off here and get my booty in the bed, get me some rest. Well, I'll probably end up over there fighting with Daisy or something. No, I'm not going to fight with her. But good night, everybody. I'm going to try to go to sleep. I don't know. I got to go check on my Logan. And, he was coughing a little bit earlier. And got to check on my Logan and stuff. But I love you guys very much. Y'all are awesome. And thank you for coming out and supporting me tonight. I had over 300 people. I had almost 350 people in my chat tonight. That's the most I've ever had. But I think they really wanted to know what we had to say. And that was awesome. I love you guys. If you're not subbed up to us, well, honey, buckle up and sub up because we are a wild bunch of crew over here. Some nights we have serious nights. Well, there's my little Bridget. Hi, Bridget. Sometimes we have a good serious talk like we had tonight. Sometimes we're just wild as hell over here. You just never know what you're going to get, y'all. I'm ADD. But I love you guys. Yeah, Hash Brown. See you on the farm too. Good night, guys. I love y'all so much. Y'all have a beautiful night. Get some rest. Good night. Love you guys. Thank you, Diane. Good night, good night, good night. Carly, good night. Thank you, Diane. Good night, Wendy. Good night, Rihanna. Good night, Bridget, my love. My see you on the farm, Hashy Brownie. Good night, Arctic. Good night, Lori. Good night, Melanie Murphy. Good night, Robin Redmond. Good night, God is watching us. Good night, Ronald. Good night, Tammy. Good night, guys. Love y'all.